Howdy, folks. Welcome to our session of D&D and nothing else. My name is Joe Treff. I am your DM this evening and most. And joining me are my friends, Matt, Vincent, Tina, Kara, Hannah, and Alana. We're going to play D&D tonight.
Probably.
We are all
an after party.
We are all playing D&D tonight. Perhaps even Matthew. We're also all dressed in red, gold, or other Lunar New Year celebratory regalia to celebrate the Lunar New Year. Especially, look at Kara's makeup, which is like...
Only the makeup, don't look you're down.
Wait, but look both ways.
Yeah, her eyes are
Yeah,
there.
you
have to
have
see
to
it
look
from
both ways
the...
to see
Yeah,
the
and then...
whole...
Oh, so
amazing.
beautiful.
Phenomenal. But
Year
so
of the
Year of the Snake.
Snake.
Happy Lunar New Year, everybody. We are entering our 6th year of games at Alberon RPG, so you can check out the state of... 2019.
Wow.
2019 is when we first played. I believe we began in February 2019, although Talon could probably fact check me on that. But we are entering our 6th year of games. You can check out the State of Alberon on YouTube at Alberon RPG. There is a tremendous number of events that are happening. So many events that sometimes we're playing just 4 games in a row, back to back to back here. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming this year, and you can see it at Alberon RPG on YouTube. We also have Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, same handle at Alberon RPG, where you can see what is on our table, like this small encounter map and the other various things. Well, the encounter map is just the wood in the middle.
Yeah,
Everything else is just scenery.
Ostensibly, yeah.
But, you can see that in much greater detail at Alberon RPG on Instagram when pictures and things like that go up. Tomorrow at noon, we are playing Wheel of the Year Imbolc. Tina is going to be DMing. This is the second of 8 adventures that each have so far actually fallen on the High Pagan Holiday itself. Some of them will not be exactly on there, but we're going to catch as close as we can. Schedule's inviting.
2
but
for 2 so far.
we are growing in level. We have several very serious characters and also Ollie the chef.
The most serious character of
Yes.
all of them.
He offered us muffins.
I can't really talk. I played Mistletoe in the first
Yeah, I
one.
was gonna say.
Specifically so I could say I'm going to deck your halls, and I never did. So I know, it really was.
Dang.
But anyways, we're going to be playing at noon right here at Alberon RPG on Twitch. You can join us then tomorrow.
Probably won't kill them.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out. If you go way back on our YouTube, you can see when Tina ran a Halloween one-shot for us, and all of us died many times. So we'll see how that works out.
It's good.
A week from Sunday, we are playing Session 3 of Fallout Black Hearts of Texas, an original Fallout adventure set in the Texas hellscape just after the events of Fallout 4, as a group of very strange wasteland denizens have banded together to find the last surviving oil field in Texas. This group should be rolling into Austin, provided everything goes according to plan. We were supposed to reach there at the end of last session, but things change.
We're hanging out in a town.
Yeah.
We had to save a town.
You
Yeah,
did,
we
you did.
literally saved the town.
You did. No, it was mostly I didn't think about the pacing up front, so
Mm.
my fault. We are going to be playing a week from Sunday. And then on February 14th, you can check out Ace of Roses as it premieres on YouTube ahead of that night's D&D adventure. Ace of Roses is an original dating game show adventure using the Starfinder rule set. Our very own Olive is the GM and host, and Carson from the original Mosaic group jumps in as a guest, along with guest players Malcolm, Sable, and Meg. I play as well. And all of the it's something that you've never seen before, I guarantee. It's unlike anything else. There's a lovely boat named Danny. My favorite part is Danny.
Danny Boy.
Oh wow, that was a missed opportunity. Anyways, you can see all of that chaos when it airs preceding our D&D campaign on February 14th. That is all the announcements that I have for this session, and so it's time for this week's session of Courts of Everest. All right, Kara.
Wandering Hearts. When last we played, we arrived at the Rose Theater for our first performance of the Eulogy Tournament of Lord Artasis. We arrived 30 minutes early. Good for us. We're on time. And we're quickly ushered into the side bar area, which led up to the stage. But not before Ori was manhandled by a couple of awe-inspired patrons. We met Ionis, the MC for the event. Yes, Ionis?
Louder.
Ionis!
Linus.
Linus.
I don't know why I went with that.
It's like you want me to do...
Ionis.
Well, you were off camera for that particular part, so luckily,
It's okay. I did it on camera.
check out the Patreon.
Anyway,
Alberon.
someone
after
turned my
hours.
mic down.
Very good.
Where was I? As well as our main competition for the first round, Extended Rain. Extended Rain sent over Wyndon, the halfling lead singer, to inquire with Ori about his beauty routine, which is apparently just sleeping outside. Ori roughs it and then looks like a god. That's fine.
Maybe I'm born with it.
From a spell.
Not a sponsor.
That's what he said. And we settled in for a lively and exciting competition full of camaraderie and good-heartedness and surely no hijinks. As we were introduced, obviously, Extended Rain, being from Petrichor, the crowd favorite, started us off with a rousing rendition of their original song, Feywild Candy Mountain, and we, the players, were also delighted by Joe's sometimes disturbing lyrics for Feywild Candy Mountain.
No, it was just a fun place, and there's ale that comes down in streams,
Yeah,
and there's all kinds of good stuff.
there's iron chains, and it's fine.
Novaduce is there. Yeah.
Yeah, certainly not. It's fine.
Nothing hanging from the trees.
The happy and exciting pace of the song drove the crowd wild and set them up for the equally happy and surely not at all edgy song that Billy was going to be producing for everyone. It started off with Cheshire setting the scene with a fog cloud rolling in, causing a misty ooh, but not ah level of
Is the TV still on upstairs?
No.
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 Sounds.
I don't know.
I don't know. Sorry.
Is
So
somebody's
for our
phone
friends
on?
watching the stream, we can hear something like talking and beeping, and we can't figure out where it
It
is.
was the neighbors.
Could be the neighbors.
Okay.
It was
Oh.
probably the neighbors.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
So loud. Fog cloud. Cool. Minka set ambient lights for us, and Alina started in with the beat. The song progressed apace, but during the song, we were interrupted by first the Austin choir, and which was fine. They entered normally and certainly with zero gravitas whatsoever, but followed by Aldwin Sinks, who had the absolute audacity to enter playing their own song during another's performance, which is honestly, as a performer, the
Rude.
worst.
Very rude.
Very rude. Terrible. Anyway, Billy just silenced that shit. And we moved on.
That was pretty good.
Aldwin Sinks also decided that their performance needed a little bit of a magical oomph, just like ours did, and set about with a summoning circle. Rez, seeing this as he was invisible in the rafters above, alerted Alina, who then alerted Cheshire, who telepathically alerted the entire stage aside from Billy, who just continued on with the performance as if nothing were happening, but everyone else was freaked the fuck out. Rez hears their summoning shadows. We have fought shadows before. That's scary and dire. So, Alina has the wonderful idea to stop them by having Rez interfere with the summoning circle. Well, as he takes 2 candles away, sure, it stops it for a little bit, but don't worry! They have more candles. As a last-ditch effort, Rez gets to be embiggened for the first time in our campaign with Alina's wonderful Empower Fiend spell. And thankfully, Billy sang loud enough. There he is. He's not on the screen.
And then I was gonna.
There he is!
Big
Oh,
rat.
yeah! And Res Kool-Aid Man's on the scene, much to the apparent delight of Aldwin Sinks, who have never before summoned an actual demon or anything of consequence. Indeed, their summoning circle just creates illusions. Relieved by that, we are able to finish the song and move on with our lives. We decide to stay and watch the other two bands perform to get a sense for a competition and to see who we would be competing against in round 2. Because, of course, we won that first round. Obviously. The gravitas. The showmanship. With some mild property damage and some magical fixing of said property damage, and of course, Ori once again getting mobbed by adoring fans. We settled in to watch the performance of Aldwin Sinks and the Choir of Ossen. Aldwin Sinks was fine, with a little bit of magical help that just made them less fine. They were no match for the mystical offerings of the Choir of Ossen, who, not even really trying, moved the entire audience to tears with their choral harmonies from their angelic throats. Magical. And now, after a short hour, we are drawing runes and circles in the theater outside, whose name I have forgotten, but it is outside and therefore wet. As we prepare... I got you.
I'm not on camera. I don't know what you're
yeah, sure. We know, and that's the important bit. As we prepare for the final round of this eulogy tournament, where we will battle the Choir of Ossen for the magical musical title of Awesomeness and a choice from the procession of prizes. Back to you.
Great recap, yeah.
Thank you. I did that by the seat of my pants.
There you go.
All of I'm sorry. Someday I'll write something so that you can have it in advance.
Look at you rhyming and everything.
Yeah.
All of you find yourselves now within the Arena of Thunderous Song. This is an outdoor space that exists behind the Petrichor Performers Association, roughly due east on a map from the city proper, but here you can see, due north on the map, city proper. Here you could see people have packed into the arena. This outdoor stone courtyard is excellent acoustics. You can hear just excited sort of cheers and chants, and there are excited spectators all around. You can hear a brief ripple of cheers as the judges now make their way into the judges' box. And you can see Nilly Winslow, this halfling. You can see the Spore Lord, this individual named Silefer. You don't see the Dryad, though Ori, I believe you had actually spotted this kind of almost like dead sort of tree poking out from the elements of, like right over in the corner over there. That seemed to be almost like an olive tree that had lost its plumage, but with your eye for detail and your keen ability to suss out hidden things.
And his handsomeness.
And just how devilishly handsome you were. When the tree winked at you, you were like, wait a second. That's an archfey. The Princess of the Oaks. Veranestra. You hear the crowd kind of respond to them as they take their seats and everything, and you are all sort of over in the corner, up and in the elements of the chairs directly above you are largely occupied by Thornholm and Thornholm residents. You can see the satyrs, the entire pixie clan is kind of here flying just busily above the heads of people. Yeah, they're all right there. You are all currently between the members of Thornholm and then up on the stage, already having taken their place, the Choir of Ossen. And there's a new member. You had originally had 4 people here, but in the course of these sort of events between Ori threatening the lives of one of their members...
I did not threaten the lives of...
They seem to have added one more person.
Damn it.
Can you believe this?
Like in the same
Consequences.
robes.
Say again?
Like in the same outfits?
Yeah,
Listen,
so
the
you can
threat.
see all of them not in like an identical outfit, but every single person here, in some way, shape, or form, you can see wearing black with this green X that goes across the chest, or perhaps the torso, depending on the person. It's slightly different for each person, but all bear the mark of the Austenlock.
They're all elves, right?
They are.
How do we know what the scope of the rules are for this? Because this is the first time and no one has ever done this before. I don't have magic, so do I just play my flute and run?
Or you wonder this as you look around. And as you look around, you can kind of see the individual that you know as Linus. This is a person who, like, very nice kind of fineries. They're standing up in the judge's box. You kind of lock eyes with them, and they, looking at you, go and kind of gesture you back over to the stage. They want you to get up on stage.
Oh yeah, I mean we're getting up on stage, right?
I wasn't sure if we were supposed to or if they were going to perform, but okay, yeah.
We're doing
It is-
this
it is
at
a-
the same time.
A true battle.
So can you move your
Oh,
miniatures
right,
up
like
to
a
the
rap
other
battle.
side?
Yeah.
I
Just,
forgot.
just like a rap battle
Yeah.
with spells and swords.
I mean, that's how you
I can't
instead of
reach
throwing
the
bars,
other
we're throwing
ones.
knives.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No, I remember I watched the
Throw
MTV
them
show. It was just like this.
Yes.
You throw them up.
Where do you want to be?
Put me in the back.
We're in the round here. I don't know if
There is no back.
Yeah. Well, I guess
There's
if
no
this
spoon.
if the judges
You
are
mean
here,
away
The
from
judges are there.
So the judges are in that covered area. If
Right
you
in front of
if you
you.
take up the
Right in front
the
of you.
wooden part that's right in front of you, Hannah, there is that's the judges box. You can see
Oh.
Silefer, you can see Nilly Winslow.
Gotcha.
Baronestra's not there, and then here's some miniatures not there because here's some size classes large, and so he wouldn't actually fit in there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Damn, he's just too cool for us.
Very broad
As we're
shoulder.
getting up on stage, Rez is invisible, and I'm gonna tell him to fly around like to the back
Okay.
and let us know if they're doing anything shady. So he's gonna fly around like far away enough that no one's gonna notice him, and then he's gonna sit
Make a
right
stealth
here
check.
with his fat little body for Rez, I
Yeah.
assume.
So before we went on stage, Minka would have cast Enhance Ability on the group.
Rez
Excellent.
gets an 18.
Everyone? I don't need
So-
it, right?
Oh wait, sorry,
It's everyone but Ori.
Because it's
Dirty
just
20.
the
Did we
charisma.
do
problem.
inspiration last time, or did we?
You
not?
did. You
We
had dished
did.
out, I believe, inspiration to everybody.
Yeah, and then during the bit where we were sitting at the bar watching the other performances, and then in between the two performances, I asked if we could get a short rest.
You
Yes.
got one.
We did?
I believe Billy.
Billy did. I didn't get one.
No, I believe Billy didn't. If I'm remembering correctly, there was something that you did, Billy, that prevented you from getting a short rest.
Damn. I don't remember what it is, but fine. I believe you.
It does sound like you.
It does sound like me.
I don't remember the short rest finishing.
Give me 1 sec. Let me double check.
I can see Billy deciding to do something while everyone else was short
I'm
resting
pretty
and
sure
fucking.
you
No,
got
I-
short
I-
rested.
If everybody short rested, you did, but there's a time.
I don't think I short rested.
So I think what it was that people kept coming up to interrupt Billy,
I
but
didn't
then
really
Billy and
need
Valis swapped places.
Yes, that's what it was. Billy almost didn't get a
Right,
short rest.
yeah.
Yes. So yes, you did get a short rest. There we
Yeah,
go.
Valis
We are
thanked
back. on
Valis
track.
is Billy.
Valis is Billy.
I forgot about that in my recap. That's the thing I forgot.
It was still pretty good.
It was fantastic.
So, in this moment, I would
Valis
say
is
yes,
Billy.
you have gotten the short rest.
Who is this new person that we haven't seen before? Are they the ones standing in the back?
So Rez flies around invisibly on these
We
like
took
kind of heavy wings. He
inspiration to do them.
and Rez feels pretty hidden. But even with that, Rez, as he flies through, goes, Alina, and he stops and he kind of goes, I think one of them can see me.
Oh man. All right. Well,
I think the one who's standing in the middle. He's staring right at me. Hang on. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure he's looking at me.
okay, well, I mean,
Reg
it's
just,
not
like,
like we've broken
throwing
any
things
rules,
out there.
so just go hang out there. Even if he knows you're there, it doesn't matter, right?
I guess.
You gonna be okay, bud?
Yeah, but what if he kills me?
Do you not want to be over there?
I mean, do you want me for this battle?
Yeah. Okay, come on back, guy. Like, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to
disappears
make you
and then-
feel uncomfortable.
Just reappears right next to you again, and he goes, "Look, it's not that I'm uncomfortable. I could beat up all those guys. It's
No, I know
just
you can.
if they sneak up on me or they catch me by surprise, I won't be there to help you when you need me.
You know, when you're right, bud.
You know. So, you all make your way up onto the
That's a
stage.
low res.
Ori, you look at this person. They do look a little younger than the other individuals. But aside from that, you're not familiar with this group. You don't know
Still
these
a member
people.
of the Austin Lock.
Almost
Or
certainly.
were
They have the
same-
X across, yeah.
Okay.
Billy and Cheshire kind of go through, and Billy at least is just like, okay, we did great last time. We can do good things again. And Bardics and Bardics and Bardics.
Okay.
They may be angry at me.
Don't kill Hannah, please.
We need her.
Why? Why would they be angry at you, Ori?
I
What'd you
tried
do?
to wish them good luck, but they're quite pompous. I apologize, Valis. I was trying to get in their good graces for you.
Apologizes only to Valis.
I thought that perhaps they would know something that would help you. I made things worse.
Shocking.
Okay.
Thanks for trying. I appreciate it.
Use your handsomeness, and maybe I'll forgive you.
I don't think that they are charmed by my current state.
No, I mean in the performance.
They're also elves.
And not them, the audience.
Yeah.
Aren't elves?
I've
Is it
lost
hard
the
to charm
thread.
them?
And at this moment, you can see Linus stands up, and the crowd quiets down just a little bit, and they say, "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the last round in this Lord Artasis' eulogy tournament. After a truly historic first round, with 4 performances that will be spoken about for as long as tales are told, we have the final performance." And the crowd goes wild. There is an explosion of cheers, jubilation. You actually hear competing chants of wandering hearts, wandering hearts.
Hell yeah.
And then off on the other side, "Ah, sin, just ripple through the crowd.
Oh, sit.
The ground physically rumbles underneath you. The wood here just vibrates with the sounds of voices and feet stomping on these stone steps. Most of you are capable of some level of magic, but what you feel here is just as powerful as any spell you've ever witnessed. You can see Linus cast a spell around their hand and speak into it, not even bothering to quiet the crowd, and instead casting their voice magically like thunder. And they say, "Introducing our magic performers and fighters first, from the Lock, fighting on behalf of the scholar Hilera von Straga, whose voices can render meat from bone and just as easily transform flesh to stone, the choir of Austin." And the crowd becomes deafening, and you can see the choir stand. Each raises their chin only to acknowledge the crowd. Nobody raises a hand or anything, but they do turn, and in this moment, like gladiators, almost take the sight in. Is there
No.
anything that any of you are doing at this moment? Yes, Billy.
Billy's gonna kind of look around and just be like, outfit change.
Oh yeah.
So
I assumed we already did that.
all of a sudden, from
never
these
said it.
somber,
That's
sort
true,
of
that's
shifting
true.
tones, you change over to a much more lively affair. And it's quite starkly contrasted. Before, 2 groups that were both like dressed primarily in black, now all of a sudden quite different. Linus says, and Ori, for you, this seems to be important. And I would say, like, you can see, for you, Ori, you look across the crowd and everything here, you feel a little threatened as like the Austin Lock people turn and look at everybody. As they turn and like look at you, each one of them stops. Even this younger one, and the younger one in particular, they like turn their chin up at you, and you feel like they're gunning for you. So you keep turning your gaze, and you see again this little olive tree kind of branch up and over the statue, and you can almost feel as if it is looking at you. And in your mind, all at once, you hear, "Worry not, I will protect you." Linus says, "The rules are simple. Both groups perform until the other band falls or surrenders. Healers are in the wings, so don't hold back." choir, are you ready? And you can see like the Austenlaw choir, like all kind of take this stance that you see in front of you. There is one sort of in the middle, and then the other one sort of in front of them, almost forming like a line. They turn Linus, who is up at the top, and they say, "Wandering hearts, are you ready?"
Treasure's been doing a little dance. The whole
Yeah.
time.
Okay, little dance. Hands up for Billy.
I'm
and
gonna do
Minka.
like a hype man. Like, yeah.
I'm ready
So-
to play the best yes.
People cheer, and you can barely hear the final words of Linus as he says, "In the name of Lord Artasis, play!" And everybody can roll for initiative as we get into the final round.
Y'all,
Of
it's
the battle.
TPK from a Pitch Perfect scene.
We like.
Oh no!
Off to a good
I don't know
start.
why I rolled 2 dice. I picked up 2 dice and rolled them
Because you've been
like the
playing so long.
barbarian. Yeah. Do you mind if I just roll 1 die so I don't have to choose?
Yes,
between-
totally okay.
Okay, cool. I
Straight
deserve
down the
that.
middle.
I deserve that. Yeah.
That's okay.
Did you find the meme?
At least
Just
I'm not playing
initiative,
it.
guys. It's okay.
All right, guys.
Thank you, Tina.
No, it's the worst.
All right, anybody natural 20?
Hi.
Oh. Natural 20 for Billy. Anybody 25 to 20?
21.
24.
Damn.
24 for
Love to
Ori,
see that.
21 for Cheshire. 20 to 15. Ooh, 15 to 10.
14
Ooh.
from Dallas.
That's
Okay.
right, though.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing good.
That's pretty
10
good.
to, 10 to 5.
7.
6.
Ooh. 7 for Alina, 6 for Linka. Okay. So, the way that this works out, Billy, you're going to be starting us off
Shocking.
fitting for one of the bard blocks. Then we are going to Ori, then Cheshire, then the soprano, when Sari Runethroat will be going, followed by Valis, followed by the alto, the tenor, the bass, and the student, followed by Alina, and then finally, bringing us home will be Minka. So, Billy,
I have 2 questions before we start.
yes,
Everyone is within 30 feet ish.
correct.
It's pretty close.
Yeah, for sure.
Second question: we're standing on everything was made of stone, right? It's all
Except
tile.
for this stage that has been brought out to the center, you are standing on wood.
We are standing on wood.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Wood is wood, stone is stone.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure.
Is the rain still going?
Rain
or-
is still going, but in this moment, I would say
Promise.
you can see kind of up at the top. Billy rolled a natural 20 and is actually going before the layer actions. You imagine something is coming right after Billy. You can see that olive tree beginning to kind of stretch and move as if by magic. But Billy, what would you like to do?
I am currently looking at action and bonus action.
Okay.
Economy. Hold please. Cool. Figured it out. Billy is going to cast mirror image on herself.
Okay, no problem.
And splits off into, I think mirror image you have to roll in D&D, or is it just hat 4?
I believe
I think it's 4.
You have 3.
For
All
what?
right, so there are 4
For
Billys.
mirror image,
But there's
it's
4 of you.
Yeah.
for mirror image, it's
Yeah.
4. Yeah.
Total.
you create those
Yeah,
3
yeah.
copies of yourself.
I have a mirror image for Starfinder thing,
Yeah.
and it that you do have to roll.
Sometimes you get a whole flock of echoes. So, no problem.
Especially if you have all the batch.
Billy, all around you, all these Billies just shift off, and your entire stage is basically just full of Billies and wandering hearts. Anything else, Billy?
Billy's and the Wandering Hearts.
Good band name.
Billys and Wandering Hearts. That was my action. I don't really have any bonus actions that I can do at the moment.
Okay, no problem. So, you create a legion of Billies. That is your turn. That brings us to Ori. Cheshire, you're on top.
Billy just like kind of bows to everyone, and the outfit that has for the second half, it's her first half outfit, but completely stark white. It seems at one point, and then like she walked through. What's the color celebration where they just throw the like powdered
Holy.
dyes?
Dolly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have to
That.
stay on the platform?
You were not told that? You said the rules were
Nobody,
simple.
Okay, cool.
nobody gave us
Great.
any.
Love that.
Yeah. Now I'm done.
No problem. So that is your turn, Billy. Ori, what would you like to
Color
do? Cheshire, you're on
everywhere.
deck.
Quick question.
Yeah.
What is the light situation here?
It is well lit.
Okay.
It is daytime, and so because you're
Okay.
outside, even the rain clouds do not prevent there being enough light to see.
Okay.
by.
Cool. I'm going to. We're starting, right?
Yeah.
We've
We're
started.
doing this.
Fucking
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
I'm
You
gonna.
They said they got
Yeah.
medics.
All
They
right.
got healers.
I'm going to pull out my flute,
You
start
do.
the fucking raddest solo imaginable,
Okay.
and then bonus action quick toss a piece of thunder gravel right in the middle of all of them.
Phenomenal. Okay. So you get out your
I
flute.
like it.
As an action, you rage on this flute. Can you make a performance check, please?
Remember when they said you don't have to like kill the other band?
It's so much easier to win that way.
Yeah.
Woo! It's a
I
handshake.
win by
How could you lose
Didn't
if
I
you're
say?
unconscious?
Let's go.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Okay.
Cheshire, do you regret
Performance.
yet?
You also have the bardic too.
Should I use the bardic for
regrets.
now, or should I hold it? Because I can hold it, right?
Yeah, you have it up
You have
to
it for a minute.
I feel like 23 is pretty solid.
Okay, so keeping 23.
You earned a wheel. That's something.
Are you
I'm gonna-
proficient
A wheel for
in...
Ori Flute.
Oh yeah, I am
Flute?
proficient. So it's actually,
So it'd be 27, right?
it's actually a 27.
Okay, so
So I think I'll
with a
keep that.
27,
I forgot to roll for my thing today.
your
27
first sort
for
of
my
round
flute.
performing, as you put out these first notes of music, you are faster than the Austin, and for what it's worth, that counts for something. You can see that you throw off the start just a little bit.
Fingies.
They don't seem to be able to start their song quite before you can start your performance, and so people's attention on you. You would imagine, as this is a judge competition, that matters for something. But no worries, that is your turn, Ori.
And then the bonus action quick toss
Okay.
for the thunder gravel.
So are you trying to hit somebody with it?
I'm trying not to hit them directly, but to throw it basically like in front of them on the ground so that it kind of looks like it could be an effect for us to be like thunder,
Ta-da.
but also it like will hit them because it's like at their feet, kind of like you know those little pop rock thingies that you used to throw at
Yeah. Okay.
at parades and shit.
So you're
but,
hoping
like,
you're
that.
hoping like the wetness of the ground will cause that to.
Well, like if I hit their foot or their leg, like
So is there one that you're aiming for then? That would be
Yeah,
very helpful for me.
this guy.
Okay, excellent. So you aim right at that guy's feet. Go ahead, make your attack roll.
Alright.
That is the base for what it's worth. You can see they're a little bit taller than the other ones.
Okay. What is this? This is a quick toss. So.
Yeah, I like the Atlantis rock music.
This is good. Good stuff.
So that's 11 plus.
What a landing.
Yeah, I know, right? There we go. So that's gonna be a. Is thunder gravel for a quick toss? Does that count as an improvised weapon?
Thunder,
Or-
yes, that would count as an
Okay.
improvised weapon.
So then I'm not proficient. So
you didn't
that,
do the years of training in
Yeah.
Thunder Gravel Academy.
So
like
that
Minka did.
makes it. I believe.
That was an elective. He chose the other one. He chose flute.
That's why I
24
can't
to
play
hit?
instrument.
24 absolutely hits, yeah.
And then I don't know what the actual effect of the thunder gravel is.
It adds 1d6 on top of the traditional damage for Magic Stone. Since you don't have Magic Stone,
Okay.
it is just an improvised weapon.
Okay, so that's what one damage.
Usually,
One
yeah,
damage plus 1d6 of damage.
of lightning damage.
Of lightning
yes.
damage. Okay, plus my thrown damage for the superiority die that I'm expending.
Superiority gravel.
Ori's
four.
gunning for him.
2 lightning damage
2 lightning damage.
and 2. I would imagine bludgeoning damage to
Yes,
the guy.
yes.
So is it like 2 bludgeoning damage to him and then 2 lightning damage in a radius?
No,
Oh.
no. So you hit this. That's why I said you got to pick a guy. You
Okay.
hit him, and you can see this little element of gravel just hits him right in the knee. There is a little jolt, such that he kind of shakes the leg, almost trying to get something off of it, but no other real effect. It doesn't seem to do a tremendous amount. It does do the full amount though that you would expect. Anything else?
That's it for me.
All right, you continue to play the flute. That is your turn, Ori. One thing that does happen, and I forgot, but right before your turn, this on initiative order 0, the olive tree now extends, and you can see it reaches out and above. The branches seem to grow and form almost a canopy over the entirety of the wooden stage. As long as you are on the wooden stage, you will be able to play an instrument without the rain impeding it. Additionally, on top of this, you can see it is almost as if there are like these lights that reflect against the actual leaves themselves. And the you would imagine, I would say, Billy, Cheshire, Minka, those of you who are a little bit more tied into the performance aspects of this, as you cast magic, illusions, things like that, these lights will reflect the elements as well. And so this is probably giving you a little bit of an advantage on your performance checks.
Oh no, that was that was real. That was real.
I thought you were being.
No worries. So that brings us to Cheshire. And then the soprano is going.
So Cheshire's going to start the performance following Ori.
Okay.
And using dancing lights, minor illusion, prestidigitation, just to kind of create the.
Okay, we are an initiative.
Okay. Dancing lights, though.
Dancing lights it is. These little lights all around. You can change them into color, and as you do, the lights overhead seem to almost mirror them and create these larger shadows that kind of go in time. All of a sudden, you have these like searchlights that are now kind of directed by these dancing lights.
And using them too to kind of cast light on the different parts of the set that Minka had built.
Okay, very nice. So in this kind of like expanded space where there is like the illusion of a forest and other things, and for what it's worth, Minka, you can see the awesome choir. They stand in the midst of this forest, like half in trees, half out. They can see straight through this illusion. But for everybody else, certainly beautiful, and the lights kind of cast across the trees. They go through the mist and create these beams in the space. It's ominous and looks like searchlights. It's very cool. Anything else, Cheshire?
That's it.
All right. Can you make a performance check for me, please?
Absolutely.
At advantage.
At advantage.
26.
26. Very nice. You really do follow Ori, really kind of following in the flute's footsteps, and you create a very, what's the word? A piece of music that fits together well. There's a better word that
Medley.
begins with C.
Arrangement.
No. Arrangement's a good one, though. It is a very good arrangement. Anyways, moving right along, that is your turn, Cheshire. That brings us
Composition.
to the composition. Thank you. That was
there
what I
it
was
is.
looking for. That brings us to the soprano, Winsare. So this individual, as in action, seeing... Nobody's really done anything super powerful yet. So...
Excuse me. There are 4 Billies on stage.
My flute solo was pretty powerful.
Yeah.
You'll see these 4 Billies. They'll look at you and kind of looking from Billy to Billy to Billy, they'll hold out both of their hands, and as they begin to sing, you can hear this high, crystal clear note kind of ring out. You can see the air shimmer in their hands, and suddenly they're holding 2 weapons, and then they disappear. Give me 1 second.
Just like
Is
that.
this an ability check or an attack roll?
It's about to be, yes.
Okay. Minka would like to use her reaction to modify the result of that roll.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
That. We like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need to be able to see the target?
The person needs you in 30 feet. Well, let me just double check if it's line of sight.
Okay, no worries. In the meantime, first, they are going to attack you, Billy.
Makes sense.
Which one?
We're going to find out. Billy, that is going to be a...
You can see. A creature you can see.
Okay, so they vanish.
Which one is
The,
it
okay,
that
the whole
vanished?
person vanishes?
The whole person vanishes.
Okay.
They choose 5 creatures they can see. And then they make a melee spell attack against each. Then they teleport to an unoccupied space they can see. So per the text, I interpret that as they're vanished during the spell.
Who has vanished?
This is the one that has the kind of double pull weapon in the middle.
In the middle.
That guy.
Kind of, yeah, that guy.
The middle. according to
Middle of
Joe.
the board.
Middle
yeah.
of the wooden stage.
Yeah.
2 pieces. I think of that as like one stage.
Gotcha.
Okay. So they are going to first make that attack against you. Billy does an 18 hit.
Yes,
Okay.
and it hits the real Billy.
And it hits the real Billy. Real
Damn.
Billy. That's the sad thing. Okay, Billy,
Really?
you are going to be taking
Ooh, hate
that's
that.
wild. Yeah. 27 points of force damage.
Fuck, man.
They're then
Is
going
this a
to
magic spell?
This is a magic spell.
Oh, guess what? You take half of that.
There you
Because my
go.
oral warding
That's very nice.
is a little bit hard to get through.
So I take
As
14
they
points.
as they cut through you, all of a sudden, Minka, they appear directly behind you, or they don't appear, I guess. They do take an attack against you.
Okay.
That is going to be a 20 to hit.
Do I get my reaction
What is the reaction?
to being hit?
As long as it doesn't require line of sight.
Oh, I will check.
20 does hit.
20 does hit. So with a 20, that is going to be 6. I'm bad at math. It's so hard.
Turn the math cam on thyself.
I know. That is going to be 18 points of force damage only.
Okay.
Half.
Was that already
Oh,
half?
no. So halved again to 9 points. No, sorry.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
8 points of force damage.
18 would be
I
the
do need
nine.
to see them.
They're going to shift over to Ori. Ori, that is going to be a 23 to hit.
I believe that hits.
That is also going to be an 18 points of
To 9.
force damage, halved to 9. The next one is going to be Cheshire, and Cheshire, this is going to be a 26 to hit.
I don't know why you're asking.
That is going to be 45 points
What
of force damage.
motherfuck! Guys,
Right?
again, if we
Have,
TPK
have.
from a pitch
1,
perfect
2,
thing
3, 4.
they have
And the final
healers?
Up to
person
22.
is going
for after.
to be Valis.
22, not as bad as 45.
Valis does a 21 hit.
Yeah.
All right. Valis, that is going to be 36 points of force damage. And then they teleport to an unoccupied space within 5 feet of one of the targets that they hit.
Probably gonna be me.
And so they are going to appear directly in front of you, Valis.
Oh.
Makes sense.
And they will be singing directly in your face.
That's annoying.
You get the sense that their blade song has begun. Valis, that does bring us to you. What would you like to do?
So how is this working? Like,
He's visible again, right?
Correct, yes.
and when he made the strikes, he was definitely invisible the entire time.
Correct.
Okay. So, how does this work in terms of, do I have to use my action to perform and play the instrument?
So far, people have been able to just kind of perform as part of like the flavor of doing things. As long as you're doing some kind of a musical performance or something, like you're getting that check.
Okay.
And then you can take your actions as normal, as long as you are not doing something like offensively magic as part of your performance. So if like somebody's playing a flute as part of a spell, that's an action.
Okay.
Does that seem
let's
fair?
see.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, I can, if I take the dodge action, I can say that I can perform as a part of that.
You
Like,
take the dog action. Yes.
okay.
The dog action.
He's got that dog.
All right. So I am definitely gonna take out my veal. Oh wait, is it raining?
No, so these branches have kind of
Oh,
grown
right.
over top.
Okay. Just making sure before I take that out. I
Yeah.
yelled that last time.
Absolutely. You really did.
With
Yeah.
good reason.
All right. So
As a viol player, yes.
Can I shoot them? Is that illegal?
Shoot who?
The enemy.
me?
The enemy. Like, can I just...
They just
They-
stabbed
I
a
guess
bunch
They just
of us.
stabbed you.
I guess that's fair.
Are the other ones holding weapons?
Not yet, but only one of them is singing thus far.
Okay.
You can see like they're moving in a similar way and probably have similar abilities.
All right. I'll take the dodge action, and I will take out my veal. And as I start to play, I will use one of my stones on my prayer beads. And as I start to play, sunbeam right in front of me.
I love that. So just one sharp note just explodes this radiant sunbeam out. And then who are you aiming this against?
I need to make sure if I hit these three, will it not hit any audience members?
Can you
Don't angle
control
it
the
up.
length of it?
No, you can't. It's
I'm
60
hoping
feet.
So
to
it's
have
not
it go
like wall
into
of
the
light.
wall.
You can have it go
I
into
think
the wall.
It goes
Yeah.
into the
Okay.
wall, and it's probably just gonna go under these folks as long as you don't aim it.
You'll
up.
hit some spectators on the other side who are getting their concessions, but you know,
Yeah, people.
They should be in their seats
Outside,
watching
and it's like a
concert.
guy with his
on
child.
standby.
And the child's like, I really want to go to the
You can do
stadium
anything.
one day. And the dad's like,
Concentration.
no, it's too dangerous. We'll just stay out here.
You're
And then,
corn dogs.
Alright, DC 15 Constitution saving throw from the Soprano and this guy and this guy.
the soprano, the bass, and the student. So first, the soprano, who has a different saving throw. What kind of save?
Constitution DC 15.
Con 15.
We have a wheel.
First is a 13, so that is a fail. The second one
Oh, I need dice. Ooh,
is
my
going to be a
dice.
fail. And then the only person who succeeds is a student. The woman all the way in the very far back right.
Good for him.
She is the one who is
He's
able to
learning.
succeed. The other two fail.
She's learning.
She is
My
the
dice are
furthest
stuck.
from the event, so she probably had an extra split second to react to it.
You just saw
I
the
did
other
lose
two
my-
just ignite
Rough.
flames. She was able to dodge out of the way. I think it's just not being blinded,
I
actually. So
need
she averts her eyes.
six. Oh, never mind. I got him.
Okay.
Thank you.
Roll those dice.
I think one of those is mine. Oh, okay. Let's see.
All
Alright.
Pretty average numbies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those don't sound like good numbers.
21 radiant damage. If they failed, half if they succeed, and also if they fail, they are blind
Very nice.
until my next turn.
Okay, and so sure enough, the soprano, blinded, they fail, but they only seem to take half the amount of damage that you would expect. The bass takes the full amount of damage as they fail as well, and then the student only takes half as they succeed. They are not blinded, but the bass and the soprano are. Anything else, Valis?
Nope.
All right.
Did you want me to?
Is the one in
perform?
front of you?
Huh? Yeah, please make a performance check. As you
And
make
advantage.
this single note.
14. Let's see. And I'm just gonna go ahead and use my bardic, just because. So let's see. 21, 29.
29, very nice.
Thank
Valis,
you.
inspired by the rest of your party, especially by Cheshire. You look behind, you don't want to disappoint Cheshire. You've seen her turn Ori into a cow. You turn and you
No, I wasn't
play
after that.
your
I've
heart out.
heard.
That's true, you've heard. But you play your heart out. You just shred on the viol. And as you do, it is like there are elements that just allow this soft light to kind of like rain down from above. The Oak Princess adding to your performance, and then Cheshire hits you with the spotlight, and then the spotlight grows and you cast Sunbeam. And it ripples through these enemy mages. You can see like fire licking off this radiant flame from their clothing. Anything else, Valis?
That'll be it. Can I get two
Alright.
blind things?
The crowd going absolutely wild at this point. You guys have performed very well so far. That brings us to the rest of the choir. So,
Invisible and blind?
Oh, he's visible now.
He's visible and blind.
they begin to
He
sing.
can't see himself.
And in this moment, you can see as they sing, each is surrounded by this almost field of arcane energy. And as a group, and the audience just pulled in with the power of this magic. They seem to almost become stronger, as if the magic bolsters them, and they begin to move quickly. And, give me 1 second, let me mark off my spell slots here. This is the thing I was most excited about.
Uh-oh.
I like it when Joe gets excited.
First, the alto is going to vanish. Ori,
Assholes.
does a 20 hit?
Can I counterspell that? I'm just looking to see whether I need to see.
If I think, give me 1 second here.
Wait, when you see a creature within 60 feet of you casting a spell. So is the vanishing, do I
So it
see
says
that
you
as
flourish
casting?
the weapon used in the casting, and so I think if you see that flourish, especially after having just seen it before,
Yeah.
you certainly can.
Counterspell.
So you go to counterspell.
5th level.
In that moment, the soprano, as a reaction, is going to counterspell at the 3rd level
Wait.
because they don't know that you're
Wait,
counterspelling
wait.
at the 5th.
He can't. Because he can't see the spell being cast. Because he's blind.
That's true. Very nice. So you did just save me a 3rd level spell slot because it wasn't going to work anyways. But no worries. So Absolutely, you counterspell this, and in this moment, they brandish the weapon and they step forward, and all they do is step. As an action, that is all that they can do for that. They will, as a bonus action, use Arcane Pulse because that was not what they were expecting. They have their Brilliance on active, so they will move 30 feet to an unoccupied space they can see.
They can't see.
The Alto can see. Yeah. And they are going to over to here. And that probably answers your question, Ori.
Yeah.
All right.
These
That
guys
brings
read the
me
rules.
to the tenor. The tenor is going to disappear. Ori. Does a 21 hit?
Counterspell.
Are you going to counterspell it?
Yes.
Phenomenal. So you throw out this counterspell. Oh, wait.
Wait, you're
Reaction.
the
Reaction.
Oh shit! I did.
I
Damn
love
it.
that. It would be really cool, though. But unfortunately,
Counterspell everything.
unable to
Tenor
counterspell
is
this
this
individual.
one?
That's
Yeah.
probably mechanically makes sense.
Yes.
When
So
they make the attack, are they visible?
it's when they flourish the blade, so you can see them casting the spell. Once the spell
Okay.
is cast, the attacks are invisible.
Okay.
This is Steel Wind Strike. If you want to look up the.
I'm trying to figure out because I can cause them to take a minus d6. It's the Omen ability. So would it count for when they start the casting or when it
This
hits?
is Omen of.
It is
I was
a
looking at
star
the WoW
druid. Yeah, it's the star. Oh, they're wrong. It's called Cosmic Omen. For woe, whenever a creature you see within 30 feet of you is about to make an attack roll, saving throw, or ability check, you can use your action to roll a d6 and subtract the number rolled from the total.
It didn't say that you could see, though, I believe, right?
You can see, yeah.
Oh, I think it's because it's when they're about to make. I think as written, it's supposed to be a creature that you can see makes an attack, so I don't think it will work, unfortunately. But that hits Ori.
Yeah.
All right, Ori, that is going to be a piddling 24 points of force damage,
Halved.
halved to 12. They then slam into Cheshire. Cheshire, that is going to be a 27 to hit.
These hits are so high.
Yeah.
That is going to be 48 points of force damage.
Whoa. Halved to 24.
Halved to 24.
Oh,
That's
thank goodness.
really, yeah.
Did you just say thank goodness about yourself?
Yeah,
Minka.
thank goodness for having me
That is a
around.
20
Yeah.
to hit.
That hits.
Okay.
Like all the time.
That is going to be 37 points of force damage. And then Valis, ironically enough, does a 10 hit.
What
the fuck?
I've rolled above 16 for almost every single one, with the exception of that one. And then the one that goes to you, Billy, is going to be a 13 to hit. And
It
so
doesn't hit me.
Hey.
they appear. Wait, did I do Alina as well?
Nope.
Oh, they can only do 5. So no worries. They teleport 10 feet off the stage behind Alina diagonal.
That's
This one?
this one.
That one right there. Yeah.
So no longer
Thank
invisible.
you.
Oh, are they trying to? They're trying to surround us. They're trying to give us surround sound
Behind
treatment.
Alina died.
And then the
Oh,
base
you're right.
is going to. They're
Yeah,
blind.
they're
Yeah, they're
gearing up
blind.
for like a fireball or
Did
The
he suck?
base is blind. They cannot use that same ability,
Oh my god, he's gonna use it us 4 times?
and so he is going to. He's gonna misty step randomly
Does,
because it's not good being blind.
What?
4, 5, 6. Okay.
Oh, he's gonna propose to that person.
Well, you can't do it.
Get the kiss cam.
Misty
Oh.
step. That you can see.
See, there you go. Okay, can't even misty step away.
Man, it sucks being blind.
I'm
Can't
gonna be your
arcane pulse,
paralegal.
can't misty step. So he is going to instead run forward, bump into this guy, and then stay there.
That's probably points deducted.
You don't look cool. You look stupid as fuck.
Kind of bumps into this individual, maintains the song, unable to do too much without being able to see this individual. That is all that they're going to do. That brings us to the student. The student, unaffected by the blindness of the spell, they are not going to disappear, as they do not have 5th level spells yet.
What?
But
That makes sense. They're
Person called the student.
you can see they take their weapon, and this weapon that appears in their hand, much simpler than the other ones that you've seen. But as they twist it in their hand, it ignites in flames. And they are just going to run forward and pray that they are within 30 feet, because otherwise they'll have to dash.
This is
And
30
that
feet.
won't look cool. That's 20, 25.
If they go to make an attack, it's -4.
So this is going to be -4 on Billy. Billy, they rush for you,
Please hit me.
and they're making their bonus action attack against you. That is going to be a 20. Sorry, God, I can't say words. A 13 to hit.
Billy just like the multiple Billies just sidestep and the illusions just like dance around in a circle.
No problem. The illusions dance around in circles. As they do, suddenly the flames from the sword just crawl up their arm and down their body, and they are wreathed in flames. And you get the sense that attacking them might hurt you, as they are just this inferno now in front of you. It seems purposeful. But that is all of the choir. That brings us to Alina.
All right. Alina is going to. Well, first to the group, she's gonna be like, "Don't clump, stop clumping," and then she's gonna use a bonus action to activate flight and just kind of swoop up and then over this way.
Okay.
And once she lands here, having done excellent calculus to make sure these 3 are within 10 feet of her and no one else, she pulls out her drum, reaches up her hand, and hits the drum and thunder steps.
Phenomenal. So that's a strength save?
I think it's con save DC 18.
And that is
And them's
the
wizards.
soprano, the tenor,
And
and the bass.
Cons their
The
secondary
soprano.
dump stat.
Yeah.
Soprano is only going to be a
and 2 of them are
13,
blinded. I don't know if that affects
which I believe is a failure.
Let's
Only
see.
dex.
The everybody fails.
All right.
Fuck
So they
yeah.
take 5d10 thunder, which I'll roll on the copy here. 24 points of thunder damage each, and the thunder is real loud, and it's awesome. And then I reappear perched up here on top of the statue,
Phenomenal. Okay, so using your
and I
flight
flourish.
stage,
Yeah, and I flourish.
you flourish.
Yeah.
The flourish is phenomenal. And can you make a performance check, please, as you play your drum? That out across everything, over the sounds of these voices. The Blade Singers are running
Nat
around you
20.
in this moment. They are creating a cyclone of sound. And what Ori said about trying to surround you and box you in, there is truth to that. But then Alina pops up and over this kind of like chaos and then lands down on top of the statue. What was your performance check?
Natural 20
Natural
for a
20.
total of 29.
Nice.
9, following right along with
Performing.
Valis. For what it's worth, on this first round of checks, you guys have rolled no lower than 26 for your
Hell
performances
yeah.
here. So doing fantastic. Anything else, Alina, as you this huge thunderous burst that almost like blows these individuals away.
Yeah, to Rez, she's gonna say, go bother that one who's attacking Billy.
All right, Alina, you don't sound so good, but I got this.
That's just Hannah. Alina sounds a lot
Yeah,
more
no, I know.
confident. And so then on his turn, he's gonna flap over here and take the help action.
Okay, no problem. He takes the help action, trying as best he can. That brings us to Minka.
All right. So first things first, she's going to bonus action channel the fucking dragon because she's been very lucky on her concentration checks thus far and has been
Yeah.
fine. But it almost wasn't. So dragon time.
There you go. Around you, all of these sort of points of light just realign, and you can see the celestial constellation of the dragon just realign behind you, and you float off the ground. The light is amplified by the canopy that is overhead. Cheshire's lights, almost like a military installation, just like over you, and then just settle on you as you lift up and kind of become the centerpiece of this part of the performance.
So So Minka, seeing that Cheshire just got hit real hard, she's going to float over and use her action to cast Cure Wounds. She will also be trying to like look graceful while doing this and not have it be like a slap.
Okay, sure. So make a performance check
Too handsome to
as
slap.
you work in a slap to this musical piece. And Minka playing the hams.
Okay. Where is Billy's tiny die?
No.
Oh, thank Christ. 16.
16. Minka, you are in an arena of gods of music. Like, what you are hearing right now are two competing tempests of song that just are literally shaking some of the stones out of the foundation of this building. And you're here and you don't have an instrument and you have your hands and you see this slash across Cheshire. So you run over and you're like, this has to be pretty. This has to be pretty. Cheshire, you turn around looking for the next one and Minka just slaps right in the face. But it feels really good because suddenly the wounds just kind of stitch themselves back up. How much healing is that?
It's only 10. No, 15. Excuse me, it's 15.
Okay.
'Cause it's +5.
Not a ton of healing. It stings a little bit. But Minka, you deliver that. Anything else?
I try. So that was my bonus action. My action, she's gonna free action mouth sorry to Cheshire. But would she would like to turn, to kind of like keep an eye on the Austin Choir. But that's basically mechanically all she can do.
Okay, no problem. So mechanically, you slap Cheshire a little bit healthier, and that brings us to the top of the initiative. Billy, you have seen chaos as these swordsmen just disappear out and reappear, slashing across your party. Some of them just stopped in their tracks by Alina. Alina goes catapulting out of this cacophony of sound. You and the rest of your Billies, what are you doing?
Billy
A
frontlined
murder
the
of
last
Billies.
one. It's backup time this time. So Billy starts like, basically Billy and the Billies have started a humming mirror image to provide some harmony in the background for Cheshire's opus. And as they dance around, they start like a low murmur that kind of grows in volume. Not ever super loud, so you can like discern words out there.
Okay,
But the guy close enough to me probably could.
sure.
As I cast Dissonant Whispers at 3rd level.
Very nice. Okay. And so that is Billy doing it, which means it is
It's a
The
student.
student.
the student. Okay, very nice.
It's a wisdom save.
How wise is
5.
Oh, bye-bye, buddy.
Damn. Remedial classes.
They brought. There's not a lot of them.
Look at them nummies.
Whoa! Those are good numbies.
23 points of psychic damage.
As a reaction, the student shifts the tone of their sound. Seeing this coming in, it shifts low. Yep.
I think they have to use their reaction to do something else.
It must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from you.
So the pitch changes. You get the sense that they might be able to reduce the amount of damage using this ability, but you use their reaction to just force them away. As whenever you say these words, chill him to his core. And there is suddenly a vibrato to this voice that there wasn't before. Where are you're telling them?
No, he just
He's
uses his
frightened.
reaction
Has
to
to
move
run
as
away.
far as its speed allows away from me. Just has to be away.
Attack of
That's
opportunity.
30 feet. Yeah, that would provoke him. They run through Rez's space. He's flying, so they can kind of run underneath them, and they're just gonna run straight off.
Is
the
Ballas
street.
in
Yeah, but
Valis.
I'm not holding my. I'm just holding the veal, right? So
You can hit him with the veal if you really want to.
probably shouldn't.
You could probably
If
kick
you
him.
take the student, just move him to
Yeah,
the,
kick him.
Kick
That's
him
a
on
good
the way
idea.
out.
They're kind of
Headbutt?
right off the edge of the stage.
Yeah,
He's trying to
kick
pop
him.
off. You kind of take shelter. The eyes pop up and just
Would
stare. At
Valis
Billy.
be able to kick him on the way out?
You can make it on. Like I said, you can make it on an arm strike,
I will.
I don't think I get one.
but that would be your reaction.
Yeah.
Okay. No worries. That is.
I don't. Do I get an attack of opportunity?
I don't believe so.
Oh yeah, I don't
Okay.
think so.
In that
Anything
case,
else,
just
Billy?
Uh,
does Rez get one?
Yes, Rez would get one. Absolutely.
Then he
Spear.
becomes visible,
He
right?
does.
He becomes visible. Yeah. Oof.
So is the attack with advantage then?
Yes.
Cool. Thank you, friend.
Rules.
That's gonna be 15 to hit.
15 is a miss.
President. And he's visible now, and he goes, ta-da!
and Billy like
This isn't how I want it to be.
the mirror images like line up with Rez to like all gesture towards Cheshire to like prepare for the grand opening of the song.
Phenomenal. Okay, so no problem.
Is there a performance check?
Billy, can you make a performance check?
It's still at advantage.
Natural 20.
Let's
Oh my
go.
god!
For a total of 28.
Very
Holy
nice.
shit, we're awesome.
Jesus.
Pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, so still, with the exception of Minka, have not gone below 26.
And that's again, that's because we love Minka for who she
Every
is.
house needs a basement. So
And a 26 to slap is pretty good. That was a fucking great
that is your
slap.
turn, Billy.
It's a 16
Yes.
to slap, alright?
Okay, 16.
That slap.
Still a
It's
good
an
slap.
average slap.
At initiative
good
order
slap.
20, the layer action kicks in. You see the lights pulse. And all of you who are on the wooden stage regain 5 hit points.
Ooh, we need
That
those.
brings us to
do need
order.
those. It's pretty dope.
All right. Quick question. The weapons that are being held, are those magically being summoned, or are those ones that they've, like, unsheathed?
You haven't seen them unsheath the weapon. They've just appeared
So
as
they've
if
just
by
appeared.
magic.
Okay.
So no dropping.
Yeah. And all of the weapons are like that?
As far as you could tell.
Okay. In that case, then, I think I'm just going to insightful. I'm gonna do dance my way across the stage. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to this corner. Gonna wink over at Verestra.
Veranestra.
Say thank you. And then I'm gonna shoot the motherfucker right in front of Valis with a crossbow bolt.
Yeah, make your attack roll. No problem.
And I believe it's an advantage because he's blind.
Yep.
Right.
Correct.
So that one's cocked. That one's also cocked. That one is also cocked.
Come on, Dan.
There we go.
What's happening over there?
Oh no!
Oh, I do get 3 dice.
I mean, look, the man has
It's still that.
2 rolling trays, one of which is indeed filled with stuff.
It's filled with
My
dice.
rolling trays are all full of stuff, too.
Yeah.
There's all
filled
manner
with
of little
dice
guys
and-
in there.
Well, it's also my little
Trinkets.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I don't have room for all my
Let
little
us know.
guys
It's
now.
at least half little guys.
Because all the detritus comes
Everyone
down
quick,
here.
take a picture of
it's
your
down
dice tray.
river.
For the Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, I think a tour of dice trays would be
Fucking-
hilarious.
Well, this is detritus from the river.
Anyways,
downstream.
you move over to this corner, you wink at Veranestra, and then what are you doing?
Sorry, I hit them. So that was
What was the attack roll?
the attack roll was a 25,
Okay, 25 hits.
and it's going to be a sneak attack.
Okay.
So it's going to do a lot of damage. And for whatever it's worth, I'm going to do a disarming attack to see, because it'll still do the extra damage
Yeah,
either
why
way.
not?
And I'm going to try to disarm them.
Throat punch him.
Yeah.
I guess I could throat.
They're wizards.
Well, I can't now, because
Who has monk stuff?
I,
Because you shot him
I already
already.
shot him. But next time I can call
you
my
go.
shot, right?
You can certainly try.
Remember, we're not trying to murder these people, right?
We
Well,
just
no,
want
but
to.
we
There are healers on standby. They
Alright.
specifically mentioned that.
All right, so let's
Listen,
see.
you could kill someone hard
sorry,
enough for
I
a
need,
healer
I need
Again,
to figure out all the dice.
we wanna get rid of the
Sneak attack
throats.
is 46.
A Valis style non-lethal damage will do that.
And I'm gonna do,
Oh,
charge
no.
with fire.
Okay.
Yo, they've been stabbing us. They
So
care.
that's gonna be. Can I borrow one of these?
Yeah.
Those are really bad.
But
So
you got
that's
a lot of them, so it kind of
one fire damage,
Have to one.
and that's 19 magical piercing damage, and he has to make a strength saving throw or be disarmed. Unless, it doesn't work because it's magical and can't be disarmed.
It is magical. It can't be disarmed. You can see the sword like shatters into magic and then right back into the hand.
Let's probably deduct some points on that.
Sure.
And then bonus action, I'm going to. Do I need to make like a performance check as part of that action to kind of keep the? Because I danced across the stage, I take a shot, and then I have a bonus action. Can I use it to resume my flute playing?
So I
at the other end
suppose
of the
this
stage?
this would certainly tie into Ori the Oblivious as you kind of transition into this part of the medley. You kind of turn around, you're like, right, performing, and you kind of go back in, and it really fits the song. Yeah, sure, make a performance check.
Well, because I don't know, like. 'Cause
You really got Tina good.
Tina, this is how you imagine this going down.
100%.
So I'm gonna use the inspiration on this one.
Okay.
That's super helpful. 'Cause that
You're
makes
welcome.
that 27.
Okay, very nice. So you continue the trend of this powerful performance. You really just keep, it's totally coincidental, but you really pick up on the cues of Ori the Oblivious. Maybe partially because the song inspired by truth, but you just play perfectly into the part of it that is coming up.
It's
That
just
is-
like when I was walking through the woods.
Very much so. And that, and in fact, within the kind of like pie of the performance, you are walking through the woods right now. And so that works perfectly. That is your turn, Ori. That brings us to Cheshire.
Cheshire is continuing the performance, singing, going, kind of using the lights,
Okay.
or directing them to follow behind people.
Make a performance check to start off.
Advantage.
Advantage.
I did not, but
Oh, sorry, that was
It's-
a 29 actually, because I have my charisma up.
Yep.
Handsome.
32. I don't know why that was so hard to get to, but it was.
So many
With a 32
numbers.
as a performance, you absolutely, keeping all of the lights kind of tied together, you are making the spotlights go. The other illusions that are kind of tying the things that Vera and Esther are putting like over top, like seamlessly transitioned in. There are like olfactory senses that are now being played into this as well. This is truly a performance that is not just music. This is a multi-sensory experience. This is 4D the way that people wish it was. What else would you like to do?
Yeah.
No Muppets 3D here.
Doing that, kind of moving over to like take up. I'm gonna like shuffle Minka a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
that's fine.
Here.
I consent to be shuffled.
Okay.
I consent.
So you
I am a
put
willing
yourself
creature.
right at the back of the stage. You are all the way back, as far back as you could go. Anything else, Cheshire?
That's it.
All right. You continue this performance, and the crowd absolutely like shaking the stadium now. For people who are not in here anywhere else in Petrichor, this is all that can be heard. This stadium is essentially a huge speaker in the city, and it is playing for everybody to hear. But that is your turn. That brings us to the soprano.
We may die, but goddamn, we'll.
So they are
do it.
blind,
I don't know, I think we're good.
for
We're
what
good.
it's worth. Target creature who can hear the singer.
Oh.
I don't think, though, because I wrote that, and it doesn't take into account the fact that he's blind. He should be able to have to see them. So what I'm going to do is he's going to solo a random person.
Solo is friend.
Ori.
Aw.
Damn.
They wheel around,
But I'm too
feeling the arrows kind of pour into him from behind, and pointing directly at you.
Is it the one here or the one that I hit?
It is the one that you hit.
So is he gonna hit this guy who's right behind him and blind?
No, he is going to, because that guy just bumped into him, he's going to do the same thing that Cheshire did, kind of shove him out of the way, use him as like a support, and keeping one hand on his shoulder,
Uh-oh.
he's going to solo you.
Uh-oh.
And suddenly you hear the pitch and the volume rise. You feel the blood in your veins begin to almost shake and boil as this threatens to vibrate you apart. But can you please make an intelligence saving throw as they direct the entirety of this trained voice on you?
Is this against charm?
This is not. This is against
it feel
10d6 thunder damage.
Cool.
Is it too late to counter spell?
This is a spell-like ability. It is not a spell.
Oh, okay.
I think that's good.
Hey, Ori. How we doing over there, bud?
I'm handsome. Why do you ask?
Do you need some seer-like abilities?
Gonna be a 9.
That is a failure. You take 39 points of thunder damage.
Uncanny
you are
dodge.
knocked prone, and you are knocked 15 feet back in a
Is
straight
that
line.
I got hit by an attack, right?
Target creature you can hear the singer within 15 feet makes a saving throw.
This is a magical.
This is not an attack.
It's not a magical attack.
It's an action. Solo.
Okay, then. So I'm knocked prone.
You are knocked prone and then back 15 feet in a straight
Okay,
line.
so I got knocked off the stage.
You do. And as you hit the stage, you do take an additional 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Right. How much was the original?
That was, oh boy. Give me a second here.
How big is Valis' aura?
Not
No,
that
I
big.
moved all the dice.
Oh, sorry. I think it was 32 or
It was
30,
it was something like that. Yeah. But that is their solo ability. That is their action. As a bonus action, they can't risk arcane pulsing away. That is all that they can do. That brings us to
Damn, that hurt.
Valis.
All right, these guys are no longer blinded, I believe.
Excellent. In this moment, as they finish just shouting you apart, Ori, their eyes clear, and you can see that they now have you focused in their vision. They didn't really know who they were singing at before, but they do now.
Don't like that.
I'm gonna move over here
Not for long.
and rip another sick note on the VO, which will sunbeam out this way and hit them too.
Very
Yummy.
sick.
notes on that deal, bro.
Wait, and the third, you got the third guy. Too.
Oh, there's a guy there?
Yeah.
Bonus!
Phenomenal.
Just 90 degree turn.
Rat shreds, man!
Hitting the soprano, the alto, and I
The
believe
bass.
the bass.
Nice.
The bass is looking kind of rough. So is the soprano, actually.
Turn out the base. Damn.
Got full
Oh,
range.
they need to make a DC.
those are
Ooh, that's gonna hurt you.
Those are very
Yeah.
good
have
numbers.
a
DC
Alto,
15
maybe?
Constitution saving throw.
I mean,
Okay,
that's what
so the soprano.
Oh.
Soprano will fail. The bass. Bass will fail. And then the alto. Alto, I believe, is going to succeed. What kind of save?
Constitution.
16?
Oh, that is a pass.
Silvery bars.
Hey.
Barba.
17.
Oh
Aw.
man. All right, you did try.
You can
Thank
have
you.
advantage.
Ooh. All right, so that's gonna be 32 damage, half to 16 on the guy who succeeded.
So 32 would
Radiant.
be... So hang on. So 32 to the soprano. They fail, but it's half beat because it is a spell. 15, 16. So that is... Okay. A lot of math here. Then the alto is the one that succeeded. That was a total of how much?
16 damage.
16 damage.
He's not blinded.
He's not blinded. The soprano is yet again blinded, though. He sees you, Ori. You can see just the corner of the smile, and then he turns and right in the eyes. He's blinded again.
What?
And then the
Nice.
base also takes a staggering 24 points of damage, right?
32.
32 points of damage. 70. Okay, they are still up, but they are in rough shape. As the sunbeam passes over them, their clothes just alight in this radiant flame. You see the green X curling away from their chest. You see just little bits of cloth armor underneath, but they're in bad shape. Still up is the base, but they're in bad shape. And their blade song threatens to waver. But anything else?
Yeah. Let's see.
And make a performance check too for that 6 shred.
Oh, yeah.
6 shred. 6 shred.
Such shred.
21.
21. Valis, you're starting to lose the rhythm a little bit because you're too busy shredding these people's faces right off. But still, a pretty good performance.
Lost in the shred.
And then I am going to move over here.
Okay.
And can this might be the first time ever using this. Can I channel divinity and do Nature's Wrath on the guy who had his eye trained on Ori? So he has to make a DC 15 strength or dex saving throw or be restrained.
Okay.
And if it's
Who-
dex, I'm pretty sure he has disadvantage because he's blinded.
Okay.
This is a soprano.
Who gets to choose which kind of throw?
Your choice. Its choice.
God, that's a tough one.
Handsome
I'm gonna
man.
choose Dex, even though he has disadvantage, because he gets a modifier for that. At disadvantage with Dex, that is a 16.
Oh, alright, he is not restrained.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay.
Well, I'm
no
gonna
problem.
take actually one step this way.
As you try to use this Nature's Wrath in this stone arena with the wood, there is not a lot of organic elements to draw from. You can't get nature here. You know, having seen some of your allies look, nature is like markedly far away from the stadium. But no
Hey,
problem.
there's a tree over there.
That's true.
Just like high fivers.
You can see, like, it almost has Veranestra's face on it now. Like, only Valis still thinks it's a tree. But no problem. That is your turn. That brings us to the rest of the choir. So, starting us off with our... Let's start us off with our alto, because I can see them the best. From where they have already used their Steel Wind Strike. They are going to... Actually, I'll just move all of them right now. Sorry. Hard to my reach.
We gotta get you like one of those like war room shuffle do
I've thought
things.
about getting one. Don't think that I have not.
The students over here.
He's blind, but he was blinded. He can just stumble forward. He's blind. It's not his turn, so I don't have to worry about him. Okay.
Are you sure he doesn't fall off the stage?
Yeah, because it's not his turn. So I don't have to worry about it yet. I'm going to enjoy myself for now. So I'm going to start with the blinded individual, and then I will go back to the other 3. So this blinded one, they look at you, Valis, or at least they try. They stumble forward, not really sure, if you are actually there or not, but brandishing the sword, they are sure going to take their multi-attack. This is a disadvantage. First is going to be a 16 to hit.
Miss.
Second one is going to be a little bit better at a 21 to hit.
Hit.
All right. They hit you with this song sword, and as they do, Valis, you are only taking 5, 6, 7 points of force damage plus.
Is this a spell?
This is not. This is an
Okay.
ability called Blade Singing.
The blade singer once.
Did, yes. Demu was a blade singer also. That is going to be a total of, 12 points of force damage. That is all of their attacks. That brings us over to the next person. Cheshire, down at your feet. This individual with the height disadvantage is getting a disadvantage on these attacks against you,
Sure.
but still taking 2 of them.
I'm gonna give them a minus d6 to their first attack. That's -3. That's my reaction.
-3.
Yeah.
That is a non-natural 1. As they swing, but you kind of dance away. They swing again. This one being, is this still -3?
Just one attack. I
Okay.
have to declare it before I know what the result is. So I
No
have to
worries. That is a 13 to hit.
That will miss.
And so swinging at you from the low ground, there is something to having the high ground, apparently. It's not quite over yet, but the student who is all the way back, cowering from Ori, is going to see Rez as kind of their first target in front of, let's see,
They're like behind the statue.
in front of Billy. And so, man, they are not a ranged fighter. They are going to.
Are they still afraid of me?
They are. I
It
think
wasn't
they're afraid of
frightened.
Billy. It's
It
just
was
like
just,
running away. But for flavor, they're afraid of Billy, and for that reason, they're going to attack you, Billy. Billy,
course.
does a 25 hit?
Yes and no. It hits, but one of the fake Billies just kind of like swoons backwards and like.
Hit by this 12 points of fire damage as they cast Firebolt at you. It hits you, and like this Billy spins off the stage and into nothing as they hit the stone below. No problem. That is the student. That is the alto. That brings us to the base. The base. No, base already went. Who's? I have one person left. Who is that?
The guy who's about to fall off the stage.
No, he.
They go on a different turn. I'm missing one person.
Oh.
I think this.
On the far end.
Yes, that is who I'm missing. Okay, my
The
tenor.
tenor.
Yeah.
My tenor is going to take 2 attacks against
Probably
you,
Valis.
Valis.
Missed opportunity of 4 tenors.
Valis, first one is going to be a 21 to hit.
That hits.
So the 21 with the song sword is going to be 16 points of force damage. Second attack
Is that how?
is only going to be a 13 to hit.
Miss.
And so you are able to parry that second blow. That is all that the choir can do, and that brings us to Alina. Minka, you're on deck.
Okie
Alina, you watch as your friends are kind of closed in from all sides. Valis wildly swinging around the sunbeam, but they're kind of getting penned in here. You can see, despite the fact that you told your party not to clump up, with the exception of you and Ori, they have clumped.
Yeah. So Alina from her perch. Sorry, you said one of these you said was looking super rough, but I forget which one.
Both.
The base is looking kind of rough.
This
So
one here?
yeah, that guy in the
Okay.
middle is looking rough.
Phenomenal. So
Basically, both of them are blind. They're looking really bad.
okay.
Soprano
So
bass.
I am going to. I'm just making sure I'm getting the measurements right. Yeah. So I'm gonna fly down here, and I am just gonna be 10 feet above
Okay.
him. Oh dear. And
Thunderstep again.
no, I'm gonna cast Lightning Lure.
Nice.
That is a strength saving throw. DC 18.
That's going to be a 7.
Okay. So I pull him in a straight line 10 feet toward me, do 3d8 lightning damage, and then drop him.
Which guy?
Phenomenal.
The one right in front of you, so you get an attack. of
That
opportunity.
provokes an attack of opportunity. Absolutely. Valis, if you want to take it.
No, I don't have my weapon out, but.
Mm.
Do you have
Oh!
my weapon out?
You disarm
No,
it,
I don't. I
but-
never took it. I never said I took it out.
So he takes 8 points of lightning damage, and
Billy's got
then
punch.
Is drops.
I mean, Rez is next to there. Oh, but he already,
You already
took
took
his
his.
reaction.
I play my Beal at him.
Okay.
You
It's like a
just kick
sad note as
Just
he gets
kick him,
plucked
do
away.
something. All right, and then I drop him. So,
Valis, you just play that, but you play it on your veal somehow.
and so, I mean, he's falling 10 feet. So
He takes
bludgeoning
2
damage.
additional points of bludgeoning damage.
And is he prone?
It was 10 points, you said, from lightning?
8.
8. Give me 1 second. 8.
I would assume that he's blind.
He's
They are
blind.
knocked prone. I was seeing if they're unconscious.
Oh, okay.
But they are knocked prone, yes. Dropped to the ground as you lightning lure them up. You can hear this bass voice just whoa, kind of reverberating up. And then you slam them down, and it doesn't break the note. They are badly hurt. They are prone.
Sorry. And then, as part of the performance, she makes sure to drop him like right on the beat, and it's kind of like a do 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 do.
Go ahead, make a performance check.
Amazing.
Oh boy.
That's gonna be. Thank you for the reminder. That's gonna be 27.
27. That is absolutely
We
phenomenal.
perform it.
And okay, so you said he's looking really rough.
He's looking really rough.
All right,
now.
so to Rez, she's gonna be like, finish him off.
All right, you got it. And he pulls back his little arm and goes to attack. But that is your turn, Alina.
Yeah, and now
Go
it's
for
Rez's
Rez.
turn. Yeah.
Does Rez have a cowbell?
Oh, a tiny little cowbell.
Just
All
whacks
right,
him
so
over the
he's
head.
using his sting. That's
That's fitting.
it's worse.
And it is at advantage because they're prone.
Very
And
good.
blinded.
Oh no. 12.
12. 12 is not a hit, unfortunately.
Okay. Damn, that's crazy.
Damn, that is crazy.
Yeah.
And that is all that Rez can do. He goes, he's too fast! That is Rez's turn. That brings us to you, Minka. Minka, you can see Alina flies over top, lightning lures somebody out of the crowd, slams the back on for a sick drum solo. What would you like to do?
All right, what part of the song are we at?
Right now, you've just transitioned out of Ori the Oblivious, and Minka, it's your time to shine.
Okay, excellent.
So you should probably kill one of us.
Actually, though.
Cloud kill right in the middle.
Oh man, no, not today. Okay,
Alina's
I'm
looking
not today.
Sorry, I'm seeing who is within, who is closest. I think she'll just spin around and
Stab Ballas.
just point at
Stab one of the
the
bullies.
the tenor, I believe, who's standing right in front of Alice.
Yeah.
And I would like to cast guiding bolt upon them.
Okay.
As an attempt at a recreation of the worst guiding bolt Mink has ever cast.
Oh,
All right,
I
so
want
that.
to get one so bad.
Oh, it's not, but it's 18.
With an 18, you throw this guiding bolt, you fly towards it, and you can see in the whirl of the song, that is this blade song, it is just caught and thrown off. That is not a hit.
Damn. Okay.
In this moment, Billy has a realization.
Billy, you've died before. And you realize it may not have been the creatures underwater. It may have been a
Billy
creature
thought that
with
Ori
you.
shot her.
Yeah. He's been holding a grudge for a really long time.
Am I finally absolved? And now I'm handsome, I can use that. This is the perfect opportunity.
That was my action.
You didn't know?
Bonus action.
You thought it was me? Goodness, Billy, I would never.
I rescind to use a healing word because I don't want to fuck up the music.
Sure.
So instead, I will just magic stone some thunder rocks.
Okay. No problem. You cast Magic Stone and some of the Thunder Gravel, and it just reverberates in your pocket. You can feel the sparks as they just ignite. That is your turn.
Yeah, I was trying to see if I could stand anywhere that would be more advantageous, but there's not.
That is your turn, Minka. That brings us to the top of the order and to you, Billy. Billy, the number of your Billies is dwindling pretty rapidly, but you still have a few up.
I have lost one.
Yeah.
I've lost a
You got
single
two more.
Billy. I've got two more. And myself. That's plenty of Billies.
Plenty of Billies.
Plenty of Billies.
Some may say too many.
No one says that. No one says that. Billy, like, does, like, a little, stumble forward and, like, pulls her Centerson forward as if she's, like, dying from a guiding bolt.
Okay. Phenomenal. This is an in-joke just for the one.
Yeah,
right?
Just, like, hard eye contact with me.
Just
and pulls out Centerson. And when she does, she lights it aflame and goes to slash at double-edged sword guy over there.
Sure. Going to slash at the soprano.
Did I get in your way?
Don't worry, you're not.
It
you're
is-
not,
it is what
you're
it
not
is.
in the way.
No worries. No worries. Got a plan. And then Billy
Blind, so
slashes.
advantage.
What?
Blind, so advantage.
Oh. That's a dirty 30.
Ooh.
Dirty 30 is absolutely a hit.
That is dirty.
So I need a D. We need a D6. And we need.
She's going into her tiniest dice collection.
I truly am.
They're so tiny.
I'm going to
grains of
steal this
sand.
back for a minute.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Baby dice.
So you're just rolling little grains of rice over there.
I really am. 6 points of lightning damage.
damn.
14 points of magical piercing damage.
So delicate.
Dice.
4 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And to the guy next to him. Math.
Math damage.
Math damage.
Math damage. 13 points of fire damage. I'm going to
Ooh.
burn a bardic for a flourish. And let's do a slashing flourish.
Okay.
And that is an additional 4 points of magical piercing to double-edged sword guy and the prone guy down below. And then Billy, like, kind of stumbles again, grasps her heart, casts Misty Step, and poofs over here.
Phenomenal.
Next to the student.
Poof
And
over there.
and does it, what are these?
Fantastic.
No problem. You do all of that. But Billy, as you are doing this and as you take that first attack, you can see with the song, though they are blind, they are able to shift and change this pitch. And they are going to attempt to burn a spell slot to reduce the damage. They're going to burn their 7th level spell slot to do this because otherwise they would be down. And that means that they are reducing by 35 points. And so they take no damage, but Billy, the additional 4 points of damage that leap over to that person that's prone on the ground, you watch.
Plus 13 points of fire damage to the person who's prone on the ground.
The
because
4
of-
was all that you needed.
I
With the 13,
know.
it just,
I
they just
think
rips
that-
across them. And you can see it, they are just igniting. The song goes out because all the oxygen that surrounds them is just burned up in this flame. They are no longer blade singing, and all of a sudden their AC drops from 20 to 12 as they go unconscious, and their blade song ends. You have defeated the base. And all of a sudden the song becomes a little bit lighter.
Did I drop the base?
I was literally about to say
I'm
that.
so sorry. I'm not. I'm sorry I got there before you did.
I'm glad we just both
Joke.
were going the same place.
Bill, you dropped the bass in this entire performance. Anything else?
I think that's enough.
Okay. You have done enough. That brings us to Initiative Order 20. And at the top of Initiative Order 20, all of you regain a single hit point.
Not,
As the lights
not
shine
I,
out.
because I'm off stage.
Oh, you are off stage, correct. Yeah, if you're on the
Do
wooden
it.
stage, you
Like
regain.
standing on it, or
If you are under the canopy, so you're under the canopy,
Okay,
presumably
gotcha.
to fly
You're
into that.
10 feet up.
doesn't
That
matter. I'm at full
is-
hit points.
That
The
was-
layer action, that brings us to Ori Cheshire, you're on deck.
So, using my half movement, right,
I'm the
to get up
best.
from prone?
Yep.
So, half of my movement, I'm going to use getting up from prone, but I'm going to make it look like I kind of like did a tumble roll to get up from getting knocked off stage. So
Okay.
just kind of like took that momentum and
Sure.
did some tumbles into the corner over to by Veronestra.
Okay.
And I'm gonna like get down to make it be like when we were in the woods fighting. And I'm gonna shoot the guy who's blind with an attack
Okay.
first, as my action, which I believe still blinded. So
You can see in this moment they've already used their reaction to deaden the damage that was poured on from Billy. So they are a little, there's a window that is open right now.
thank you.
Are you non-lethally attacking them?
What?
Healers are on standby.
And I have crossbow bolts.
They
so-
said to not hold back.
They said don't hold back.
Had to put it
Are
out
we
there.
the baddies?
Hey, do you
Does
know
a
the song that's playing right this
21
second?
Also been
21?
stabbing us
Yes.
so
21
much.
just barely hits.
Nice. That's all I need because then that is a sneak attack, and I'm going
We
to
can't
make
sing
it
too much more
a
of this song now.
goading attack.
Okay.
So he needs to make a wisdom save, or any attacks made that aren't against me.
D8?
2 d8s, please, because I'm also going to expend.
11.
So he fails. So any attacks made against anyone other than me until my next turn are at disadvantage.
Okay.
And then he's also taking. That's 2. that.
It's like overkill.
It's not
So
lethal.
many dice. How glittery
Oh! That's a lot of numbers.
Did you murder the choir of Austin? treasury of Lord Artasis.
I do have a level 3 spell slot available.
Do not spend our diamonds.
So
Don't do it.
32
gonna come back to life and
points
stab
of
us.
magical piercing
This feels weird.
and 13 points of fire, magical fire.
Ori, with that strike from down on the ground, you strike them dead in the chest, and this bolt, with the kind of magic that is infused in it with the magical weapon, almost ignites from within. There is just this kind of pulse, and you can see the flesh descend and warp, and they drop dead on the ground, kind of falling off the stage and just onto the pavement below.
Full dead.
That is well over enough to kill them. They are not outright dead.
Okay, good.
They're at 0 hit points.
That was the question.
Okay.
Did we just murder a person?
Alana was getting ready to use a diamond.
But wait, there's more.
Anything else?
But
Ori?
wait, there's more. So then I'm going to use my action surge. And
Okay.
I'm going to make another attack at this guy,
Okay, the tenor.
which I believe is also at advantage. I don't get sneak attack, but it's at advantage because in base contact with you.
I don't think it works like that.
Oh no, I'm thinking.
You're thinking sneak attack.
Yeah, thinking. Yeah.
And you no longer sneaking.
Although, bonus action hide, because I haven't used my bonus action yet, but I was going to do a sweet finish with the flute, so I think I'm just going to make my regular ass attack.
Yeah.
Make
there
the
you
sweet finish with the flute. This is a performance
That's-
after all.
yeah,
Which
that's
reminds me, Billy did not make her performance check at
go.
the end of her
Correct.
turn.
Thank you.
That's
Go
a
ahead and make a
15,
performance check. Oh yeah,
15
if you
for the second
well,
attack.
I don't know that you'd be able to make a performance check at disadvantage, Rinka.
That makes
What was
sense.
the
15 to hit.
15 is a miss, unfortunately.
And then bonus action, I'm going to do a cool flourish and
Make a performance
flip
check.
out my flute again.
Absolutely.
What is it?
Out of sleep.
10.
Hey.
The other one was a 19.
I feel like Mika actually is over there
Natural
doing that.
Oh, natural.
We're
four.
so
my
performative.
29.
Wait, no.
That is the third natural 20 for these performance checks overall.
I kill the guy and I just start busting out a flute solo over
In the
its dead
box,
body.
here's the puts his sunglasses down and goes, "They're beautiful." But no problem. You play the sixth flute solo. That is your turn, Ori. That brings us to Cheshire.
So I am continuing the performance naturally.
Mhm.
And things have changed slightly because we lost 2 of the people. So we're gonna do a mind sliver at the guy back here,
Tenor.
which is an intelligence saving throw.
Is. That is going to be a 17.
That is a failure.
Hey.
Damn.
I'm just like, come on, Dick. Got a silver barbs. I got it. Let me at him.
We're level 11.
Yes.
Hopefully not.
Alright, that's 8 points of psychic damage, and subtract a d4 from the next saving throw it makes.
Okay, very nice.
And then I would like to continue with this performance. Use the individual in front of me
Okay.
and like walk off of them like they're part of the stage.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. So you step onto their shoulders, make a performance check.
Oh, good luck.
Advantage.
32.
Oh my god.
32. You step onto their
So
shoulders.
good.
You just learned
We
about
are.
crowd surfing
Literally,
just
I think
hours before, and it was a lot of fun. You've elevated crowd surfing now to crowd walking. As you stand on this individual's shoulders, they like sing up at you and then up at you, and you feel this boom, boom of like sound, but they can't quite turn up to like knock you off yet. You are just extended onto the stage. Anything else, Cheshire?
Nope, that's it.
That does bring us to. Oh, actually, Soprano's down. That brings us to Valis.
Police.
So Let's see. Just one guy in front of me. I think I'll just keep playing my viol at him and sunbeam him.
Okay, yeah, sure. It's a con save?
Yeah, DC 15.
Nope.
Alright, then he takes
Oh, boy.
some numbers.
Those are like pretty average.
Yeah. 23 radiant, and he's blind.
There's the full amount now. It seems as if the magical protection that they had linked to the soprano, that is the full amount of damage.
And
They're
blinded.
suddenly looking a little bit hurt. They're looking quite blinded. Anything else, Valis?
Let's see. Let me just double check that.
Gonna animate some objects to dash on.
What you doing, Valis?
Alright, I think I will just... If I attack with the veal, that will damage the veal, right?
It has a high likelihood since it's not a weapon.
Okay.
Wait
also
for the
wood
end of the
and hollow.
performance.
Alright, I'll punch him then.
Okay, yeah, make an unarmed strike.
I wanted.
Just punch him.
Can I get a D20?
With the bow hand. Punch, and then back to it.
Alright, and I have advantage because he can't see me, right?
Yep.
Alright.
Got metal shoes.
Let's
And
see.
steel toe boots.
That will be a 23 to hit.
That hits.
And this is non-lethal damage. So I am non-lethally punching him.
Okay,
No,
no
non-lethal, please.
Mm-hmm.
Just hit him in the diaphragm.
For 23 points. It's
No,
fine.
5 damage.
5 damage. Phenomenal. You hit them, and it does 5 damage. Not a tremendous amount. You can see they just got like hit with spells and kind of skewered with the crossbow.
I punch him again.
You punch them again. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
I lose 1 dice. Let's see.
That's a free
19 to hit.
19 is a miss, unfortunately.
Alright. And I'm done.
All right. Valis, you shred more on the veal. You try to catch this
Oh.
individual.
I should probably perform, right?
Yeah, make a performance check.
I should
As you make a performance check,
performance.
Valis, that does bring us to the rest of the choir. Let me think about
22.
it. 22. 22 for Valis. On the lower end of the performances tonight, which is a good thing. Alright. My person who is prone is going to get up from prone. Thank you. And then they're going to rush up to Valis.
I
I think we're
think he's
down.
down.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, that's the
that's the
base.
base.
Sorry.
Guy.
That's good.
I
I'm
just
gonna
left him
take
there.
these two off, just for sake of.
Oh, I thought he was still. Oh,
No, Billy
Billy
annihilated him.
oh,
annihilated
my
him.
mistake.
With the leaping flames.
Oh, that's right.
Where's the student?
He's over here.
Oh,
Right
Yeah,
next
she's
to
highly.
Yeah.
Leave the student where they are.
Accounted
The other ones
for.
are going to stay where they are. Cheshire. I'm going to start with the person who is facing off against you. As you are on their shoulders, they're going to take attacks against you, kind of stabbing upwards with their sword. The first attack is going to be a 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay, so with the 18, that is going to be 14 points of magical force damage. Second attack,
No.
that is a natural 1.
Oh.
And so as they swing, you just shift your weight and almost knock them off their feet. They have to rebalance themselves. Valis, the one that is in front of you, is going to blind take 2 attacks. The first one, that is going to be a 18 to hit.
Miss.
And then the second one is going to be a 21 to hit.
Okay, and that's with disadvantage, right?
Correct.
Hit.
Valis, you are taking 12 points of magical force damage
Alright.
as this arcane sword just kind of carves across you. And then Billy, the student, is going to take 2 attacks against you at disadvantage. First one is going to be a 19 to hit.
I have to see what the number is for the middle one. I never remember the middle number. The second duplicate just kind of like falls down and like.
No problem. And then the second attack is only going to be a that is not going to hit. That is a natural 1. As they swing and just the blade gets stuck in the wood, it just disappears and reappears in their hand. But unable to land attacks against you. That is, I believe, all of my choir members. That brings us to Alina.
All right. Time for old reliable. She's gonna whip up some Eldritch Blast. She's gonna shoot them kind of like to the rhythm. You
Okay,
know?
phenomenal. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So I'm gonna do these one at a time. I'm gonna send the first one at this guy here. So
I
that's
believe this is at advantage too.
hell yeah. That's gonna be 26 to hit
26 hits.
for 15 points of damage
15 points of damage. They're looking really rough now.
and 4 fire.
They're looking even rougher.
Okay. I will send the next one at that same guy. So these are all at advantage? No.
They
Yeah,
are
it's
blind,
blind.
yeah.
Oh, because they're blind. Right. Okay. 22 to hit
22 hits.
for another 15 damage.
Valis, this individual just blasted off the stage in front of you. They're blind. They get hit once, and that almost knocks them off. And the second one, Alina hits their feet out first, so they slam their chin and knock themselves unconscious as they roll off the stage.
Nice.
Their blade song abruptly stops.
And then I'm just gonna glide this away, and I was lower down than this, so I'm gonna just
Yeah, like 10 feet.
yeah,
Okay.
just so I can see this person, and then the third Eldritch Blast is gonna go to them.
No problem. When you rise up into the
they're not.
top of the canopy, you are almost like touching your head to the roof.
I rolled 2 dice by accident. I got an 18 and a 20, so we'll just take the 18. That's okay, right?
I believe
Should I just roll
earlier
one
this session
and-
you
yeah, I
asked
did,
me if
okay.
you could do that.
Sorry about that. 24.
24 still hits.
Okay, and that is 6 damage.
6 points of damage. I believe that's the 10. Okay. Anything else, Alina?
Yes, she's gonna give Rez an instruction, and can I just go ahead and like do Rez's turn, flow
Yeah,
right into
sure.
that? Okay, so Rez, following Alina's instruction, is going to fly over here, and he's gonna try to make a persuasion check, and he's gonna go, "Look, it's obvious. The rest of these guys don't appreciate you. I mean, yeah, there's healers on standby, but I mean, it's gonna hurt a lot if we keep hitting you. So maybe just pack this one in."
Make a persuasion check. This is a high DC.
He's pretty persuasive.
Yeah.
23.
With a 23, Rez says this, and you can see the scholar who's singing. They continue the song. They look up at Rez. They look back, and they can see like all of their allies at this point pretty much down. There's just one other person left.
Yeah.
They look at Rez, and you can see almost imperceptible, but they nod.
Nice. And then I guess Rez is just gonna kind of sort of look at Billy and just be like,
Okay. You pass it
Oh,
along to the rest of the
decapitate him?
wandering heart.
Miscommunication.
Go finish him off, Herd.
Anything else for Alina and Rez?
no, we good.
Alrighty, Rez persuades the student. That brings us to Minka.
That's a very large
I
spherical
do
object.
I do have a very large spherical object. This is actually
you gonna
too
swing?
small.
Are you gonna- It's too small, she says.
30-foot one.
Oh my
What are
god.
you doing?
So you've seen Dragon Ball Z. And you've heard of the Spirit Bomb. This whole campaign.
I'm trying
Nick has
to
been
also
ready.
I'm trying to get both fucking Cheshire and Ori, but the two of you continue to stand as far, far away from each other.
It's a 30
It's a
foot
30.
radius.
It's a 30-foot radius.
Alright.
Oh, there you go. Ooh.
Oh, okay.
It hits
so
them both
I
if you
can
put it
hit
right
them.
here.
Okay,
Nice.
cool. Minka's gonna aim for the center of the stage
Okay.
and just and, like, it's like in her mind she's like, oh, I'll be fake dramatic, but she's being real dramatic because at this point she's like weirdly emotional about us like killing these people in the middle of like a battle of the bands.
They were gonna kill us.
You're looking down and you're seeing just a reflection of the battlefields that you have been a part of over the last couple of weeks, and then you're seeing all around you at the height that you were flying up, just people cheering and like clapping, people eating popcorn. It's a mixture of things that are happening here. Yeah, for sure.
And she's gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds.
Phenomenal.
Centered on the middle of the stage. Actually, first she'll land channel the chalice.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
And cast Mass Cure Wounds in the middle. So, that is many dice. So let me do some dice.
And then while you're doing that, Alina, can you make a performance check for your Eldritch
right.
Blast to the beat?
Yes. And this one is at advantage, right?
Correct.
And so I got really stuck in the fallout.
If you
Like,
heal
I actually have enough
blast
D8.
beat.
Thank
28.
you. Okay. That's.
What genre even are we in right now?
No.
No idea.
Somehow it's fantasy dubstep. All right,
But it
I bet.
works.
Yeah.
Okay, so the spell itself does a total of 24 points of healing to all of us.
Phenomenal.
And then with the chalice form, she can just get Cheshire, who will receive an additional 13 points of healing.
So in this moment, at the kind of middle part of the battle, just a couple rounds ago, you were all kind of being pushed to the edge here. Many of you badly hurt, but you've now downed the soprano, the bass. You've taken down multiple members of the Choir of the Awesome. And for you, Minka, you rise over top and send down this bolt of radiant energy that just ripples out across your allies and heals them a tremendous amount. And behind Rez, who is telling this student, "You really don't want to do this," and like he turns around and all of you, like your wounds just mending up, like just bathed in this radiant light. He turns around and goes, "It's really gonna fucking hurt." And the student, that's what really makes the student be like, okay. Anything else, Minka?
I guess at this point, she'll just continue to glow and just be like, I don't know if I'm performing anymore. What am I doing? I'm confused,
Make a
lost
performance check, sure.
in the middle of battle.
It seems to be reflecting in your rolls.
Okay, that was rude, and now it's still at advantage because I still have my stupid concentration up, and it's still a 9. I was not made for the stage.
If you add, Minka, all of your performance scores together, you would be just a little bit higher than one of Cheshire's.
I imagine she's starting to have a minor panic attack with all the
Definitely
attention.
starting to happen.
Every
But
troop
the
needs a
crowd
good lighting tech.
It's going absolutely wild at this moment. You bring everybody else back to a little bit more health, and that brings us to the top of the round to Billy. But because it is 9 o'clock, we're going to step away for a quick break before we jump into the
Finale.
next round.
The grand finale.
The grand finale of the finale of the Battle of the Bards. So there will be a timer that you can see on your screen. We'll be back at the end of it. Thank you for sticking with us through the break if you did. If not, we are playing D&D, and it's a dance battle. Song battle. We're jumping right back into our initiative order, starting at the top of the round with Billy. Billy, you can see many of the choir of Austin have fallen, and Minka, your druid, has floated up above all of you and then dropped this mote of energy down that just rippled through and healed many of your bad wounds. You can see behind you, there is this student. And you can see Rez turns up to you and just goes, he's cool, he's cool. What are you doing?
Billy's sword hand is so itchy.
Oh no.
Even in this moment, you can hear Raz just go, sorry, kid. And like, gets it out of the way.
He floats out of frame.
I didn't use the help action on him, so.
I rolled straight down the middle as to like whether Billy kills the guy or not. So now it's just like down to the grace of Billy. Oh, and it would be so.
It's kind of rainy out.
It's kind of rainy out.
You know.
Helps wash the blood.
Where's the measuring?
This?
Like 68 feet.
And then we've got 30 feet. We got 20 foot spear.
So this is
Spear.
16. Oh, sorry, buddy.
And that's okay. I'm a guy.
It's like I'm really here.
And you know what? Within 15 feet, so no. I have no way of getting over there. Billy is going to reach out and charge up an Eldritch Blast in her hand and take her time about it.
Okay.
And there's just like a lot of like finger movements and twirlings as she just like stares at the student. And Billy too also like joins in the fun, and there's like
We're playing catch with an Eldritch Blast.
before Eldritch blasting the guy behind them.
Okay, fantastic. You can see in this moment, he actually, as a reaction, use Arcane Pulse to like dramatically throw himself down, and still thinking that you're going to do that. Can you actually make a performance check for free?
With advantage.
Oh, I did. So that is going to be a 26.
You see, he, as if you hit him with the Eldritch Blast, uses Arcane Pulse and just spirals like a kung fu movie. He's just been like kicked in the face, like, and then slams into the pavement. His blade song ends.
Well done, good sir.
No,
He's
please.
got plausible deniability now.
Yeah.
I like that.
Bardic there. It's 9, 18 to hit for the first one.
That is a miss.
Sad. 22 to hit for the second one.
That is a hit.
I'm gonna use the Cheshire die to roll my damage. Oh, I've got 3 of them. No? What? 2 of them?
You get 3 Eldritch Blasts.
I have 3.
She also has 3.
Yes.
Oh,
Someone
now
like
the
that.
character
Right.
level,
Is it
right.
based on character level?
Right, right, right.
Cantrips are based on
That's the
character.
whole reason.
Right.
And then 27.
And then 27 to hit is a hit.
Sweet. Well, in that case, I need another D100. Alright, so that is... That's 6? No, that's a 9. 14 points of force damage from the first one, and 8 points of force damage from the second one, and then he is pulled 10 feet forward. And yes, that's a wall.
But Chester's on his
Yeah,
shoulders.
Cheshire is
You
standing
just
on
kind
top of him.
of tug them into the stage. Cheshire, if you want, you can use that momentum. It doesn't do anything really to them. But if you want, you can use the momentum to just step back onto the stage off their shoulders. Or you can... Okay, no worries. So you just kind of use that momentum to easily shift
Yeah,
off.
it is. We're wrapping up.
No problem. They're
I'll
looking
get back on
rough.
stage
Billy,
for the
after your Eldritch Blast land home, they are almost down, but they just manage. You see one arm onto the stage, and the other arm onto the stage, and then the singing voice just rises up above. They are still up.
And we're going to finish it off by Billy, like, dancing towards the center of the stage to join the rest of the group.
Breakdance.
Whatever that is.
It fell out of my hand.
And just kind of like, as the tune like changes over to Alina the Abrasives, sending up another bardic.
Okay, and make a performance check as this sort of performance part of the piece.
It's just getting lower and lower. That's a 24.
24. Still a great performance.
And plus, they can't roll for anything, so I think it's
It's hard to perform when
points
you're unconscious.
deducted. Points deducted for
That is your turn, Billy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that brings us to you, Ori.
Cool. So, seeing that things are wrapping up, going to turn back to Veranestra, give a bow and a flourish, and then turn back with my flute and start making my way back onto
Just
the
like that.
stage.
Phenomenal. You just play it, just going off into, yeah, no problem.
Back
Make a
up onto the
performance check.
stage.
You get back up on the stage, you plant one elbow and kind of roll on.
That's 27.
You just slide onto the stage, you just pop up to your feet, and you make your way over, standing now next to Billy, as Billy kind of takes the center stage. Both of you now just performing your hearts out as Minka has just healed you, and you've regained the dexterity that you've lost with the damage from these blades. Is there anything else, Ori?
I don't know. Can I do a bonus action? I'm gonna on the getting up onto the stage. I want to bonus action quick toss, do a lob shot really high up so that it comes down and lands on the last guy.
Make an attack
the
at
end.
disadvantage.
Don't hit Cheshire. Don't hit Cheshire.
Have I? Is this as a bonus action quick toss?
Yes,
Having used my action for the performance.
correct.
Okay.
From my understanding of how you were doing this. Yes. Per your narration of what your character did.
I think before I make this roll, because I have a bad feeling about this one.
Okay.
Really?
You don't. You,
You
could
could
just
just not do it.
Too late, it has already been spoken into existence. There's a wheel
Okay.
that has been put out into the ether.
Consider
Is the
Or,
wheel the chance for you to not do this?
Well, no, the wheel is if the results of this are not incredible. But let's see. You know?
Thankfully, we're at a level where maybe we can't one-shot each other.
That's
Wait.
still... So, okay. One of them was a natural 20, which would have been
Phenomenal.
fucking great. The other one is
Not a
still
natural
okay.
one.
Still
No, we're
okay,
good.
though.
Good.
Still okay.
Okay.
Let me just...
Surprise.
Give me a second. Yeah. It's not terrible. It's not great. It might miss, but it's not going to hit Cheshire.
It's a sneak attack technically. So.
Yeah,
It'll be fine.
dirty 20.
A dirty 20 is a pizza pizza. So as you get up onto the stage, you just... This is the Call of Duty Tomahawk where you just throw it at the start of the match. You don't actually think it's going to hit, and then as you're playing your flute, your eyes shut, it's just plus 10. And you absolutely are able to finish the alto.
Incredible.
So
And then I go...
Cheshire's going to continue moving around to the side and wrap up our performance as well.
Okay. So, with that, with all of the Choir of Awesome down, I believe, could I have Cheshire, Valis, Alina, and Minka make a final performance check?
Throw it on there for
Oh,
shits
no.
and giggles.
Yeah. All right, we're adding the bardic for.
Was that 36?
36
36.
for Alina.
Wow.
Phenomenal. Cheshire, what about you?
37.
37.
Wow.
Yeah,
Cheshire.
wow.
Valis?
19. I'm just helping.
19 for Valis. Doing his best. And then Minka.
17.
Okay, you start strong and you end strong. The middle, a little wavery. But Wandering Hearts, as you perform and pull this performance to a completion, Elena, you drop down, and the rest of you finishing off this final individual. In total, as you kind of come to the end of this, you are the only conscious band. And what that means for performance scores, highly likely in your favor. But in this moment, Wandering Hearts, I'm pulling you out of initiative as you are the last band standing.
Nice.
The crowd going absolutely wild for all of you. Give me 1 second here.
Good job, everybody.
We did
I like
it.
to imagine that Ori's slide on the stage was just like one of the, and then like finished.
Oh, yes.
No problem. And so the only note that can be heard is the sound of Ori's flute as he is
Slowly
just
fading
in
out.
this like reclining position, just playing this single
Slowly
flute
fades
noise.
off.
No problem. All of you drink this in as people are cheering, and for you, Alina, in particular, coming off of this corner, all of the people from Thornholm, you can hear your name above the cheers of Wandering Hearts. From this corner in particular, people are going wild. This entire group has like crushed up into the front 2 rows and like are leaning over. You can see the metal railing like bending slightly with the weight, but people like going absolutely wild. You see these banners being passed along, the Wandering Hearts banners that you had seen almost sold out, almost certainly now completely sold out. Valis, you have one of the few complete sets you would imagine.
Oh yeah.
Value's gonna skyrocket in the resale
But in this moment, Linus will stand, the other judges will stand, and the noise with the finale will finally abate. And though it does not die down outright, people are still whistling and cheering. Linus looks down at all of you, looks down at the unconscious members of the choir of Awesome, and he takes a deep sigh.
We made a mockery of this tournament.
It is my greatest pleasure
Inside check.
I don't even get to use my iPhone.
to announce
my
the
dear.
winners of the tournament of Lord Artasis. What's your
It was
check?
10. That was really shitty.
This guy genuinely so happy that you won.
I don't even need to roll my
No.
deceit. My roll for deceit. This guy's a fucking
It's itchy. It's so
not
tingly.
happy.
Your victors, Petrichor, the Wandering Heart, and it's just lost as like the entire crowd erupts, and you all feel the stone shake beneath your feet. You can feel the kind of like wood begin to almost like splinter underneath as the elements of like nails begin to rattle out and like pop out. The entire place losing it.
Cheshire's 100% in her element and is like
just like
drumming it
Yeah.
up, dramatizing it
Absolutely,
Hell
no
yeah.
problem. And in this moment, as you stand surrounded by people, Wandering Hearts, you imagine the next time you take a long rest, you will level up. As you have won the Battle of the Bards. In this moment, also, you can see up top, Hearsome kind of emerges from this dugout and makes their way down to the wall, and pretty effortlessly able to hop down. They're tall enough where they can kind of just stretch down and their hooves like touch the ground before they can like drop down completely, but they brush themselves off and they walk over to all of you. There's still just loud cheers, but Hearsome is able to make himself heard over everybody, and they say, "Wandering Hearts, you've done very well. An absolutely splendid performance. I'm proud of all of you. Kor has already agreed to hold a feast in your honor in the town square tonight.
It's gonna be so good.
I will see all of you there, and your prize will be made available to you there as well." He gives you a deep and gracious bow. If possible, the crowd gets even louder, and Wandering Hearts, you have been victorious. Is there anything that you want to do in this kind of like moment of victory before people begin to kind of leave the stadium? You can hear like there is active chatter about Kor's feast. This is a big deal also, and so people like making their way to try to like stake out the places around. You've all seen like the center stage. That's likely where the feast will be, and so people are going to crowd in to try to get a good spot. Yes, Billy.
Go find the student and kill him.
You can see
Sorry.
there are individuals who are making their way in here. These are not like members of the Tearful Dove. like what you would see for like a really formal order, you see about a half dozen grung make their way in and go from person to person, and they administer elements of like healing, like potions and things like that.
I was
None of
gonna say,
them
I wouldn't
magical.
want to be healed by a grong, man.
But yeah, every now and then you'll see like one of them goes over to the student and they go, "Oh no, this one's okay." Kind of whacks him a couple times,
Healing power, mud.
Throws it.
and the student just sits up and seems
Starts
fine,
vomiting.
like magic.
Oh.
Can I go help bring up the Choir of Austin with just like lay on hands, just a little bit of hit points to bring him back up?
You sure can. You make your way over, and at that, one of the grung, they're a bright purple grung, kind of step up, and they go, "Excuse me, sir. First of all, unbelievable performance. I'm a huge fan. But secondly, please step back. This is an active medical scene."
I listen to the authorities and step back.
Okay, you step back.
Kara wants to say something and I cut her off so she didn't get to.
Like, wants to see who's here.
Make a perception check.
Yeah, Ori wanted to also scan the crowd and see if there's anyone like
Make a perception check.
sussy looking.
Sure.
Oh, girl, you wasted all your good rolls.
What was that check?
Well,
I did
12. You see
That's
Hearson
very
directly in front of you, maybe like 15 feet away. And
Oh,
as you
Alina's
look
here.
out, it's a little overwhelming. There are so
Hello.
many faces here kind of staring, and they are chanting Wandering Hearts. They're here for you, Billy. This much attention, it's hard to like look at them.
Free
don't
action
see-
disconcerted.
30.
But for you, Ori, as handsome as you are, you drink this in, you turn around, you identify the faces of all the people here. You can see like the guy that was nailing this poster to the side of like a bulletin board when you first came to Petrichor several months ago. You like know each of these individuals. You see Vernestra has now regained their regular form. You see the Spore Lord. You see Hearsome. You see the Nilly Winslow, this bard of some renown from Dominion, in their bright blue coat. You can see they take this red leer off their back and they point it at you. There's another loud cheer. Give me 1 second.
You see Billy desperately trying to like melt into a puddle and be unseen.
You see, looking for the first time that you have ever seen her, a little bit happy, the Lady Emberly Ortassis Oscourt. You can see she is broken free of her handmaiden, who is chasing along behind her as she like runs off towards the town center. They are making their way. You see the scholar, Hilera von Straga, the person who has just lost this, although they are smiling in the kind of audience and seem to be quite pleased with the performance. You would see the brewer, Tashila Avaskine, a half-elf with long hair braided like a ponytail. They're sitting with the sort of pretty cheery-looking members of Extended Reign, often in one corner. They have attended this and were watching you as well. Ori, you see somebody who winks at you, and it takes you a second to place the tiefling's face because they no longer have this like goat head mask on. But you have lots of fans who are in attendance in this place. You said a 30.
Yeah.
With a 30, often in the direction of the judge's sort of place, you just see for a glimpse these white feathers that are quite large and quite rememberable. And though you didn't get to see them at any point, you had missed them as they had flown in through the rain when the piccolo player was playing. Sentinel, almost certainly, was here. Although apparently no longer. Perhaps you'll see them tonight. You look around, you would actually note beyond just that large sort of owl-like individual, there's at least 2 or 3 other owlin that kind of melt away into the darkness. They didn't seem to be kind of perceiving the show in the same way. In this moment, you saw them kind of just like melt back, observing, but perhaps not for the concert. I would say in this moment, you note that there are several invisible individuals who are in this crowd. You don't see them as they are invisible.
But I can notice like ripples in the rain or something.
Ripples in the rain. You see places where people seem to almost absent-mindedly step around. There's a lot going on here. And with all of that, with a 30, I would say you note, make a Arcana check. You see a weird-looking goblin.
How weird.
That's not terrible for Ori.
Real weird.
16?
This goblin You turn, they're sitting about 25 feet away from you. They're like up in this row, and they weren't invisible, but they're wearing like this little cowl. You don't see the ears that typically would kind of emerge, and so maybe they've lost them. You've seen all kinds of like butchered goblins, but they look up, and all you can see from this hood is a single eye that is big and glowing, and they just kind of regard you, and then they just shake back and forth very rapidly, and then just disappear, and the cloth down into the sea. With a 30, I think that's all that you see.
A lot.
You saw a lot of
So the
things.
3 figures that you saw, or that you said before, how did you describe them?
Owlin.
Owlin.
So very small owl-like individuals, no arms. They were wearing these black cloaks. You could see they like fell down across their feet.
Is it baby?
You could see, you didn't get to really see too closely what they looked like, but you saw dark, almost barn owl-like eyes before they just faded, and then the little glint of light that showed the sort of dome-like shape of the eyeball was the last thing that you could see before you're just looking at shadows on the back of a seat.
Okay.
They're very, very stealthy.
Okay.
I would say you recognize perhaps a fellow rogue.
Yeah. Okay. And then the other invisible creatures, just kind of like, I just got a general sense that there were a lot of like invisible things
Of different
around.
kinds. Yeah, you notably, I would say with a 30, you saw at least 3 different kinds of invisibility being used. I would say you recognized almost certainly 2 of them are magical in nature. One seems to be an item. There's so much happening here, but it's hard to tell what's relating to you. I mean, you see rogues, and so maybe there's an elaborate pickpocket operation happening here. There's a lot of things that could be going on.
Okay.
Secret Service.
Wow.
Mr. President.
Gonna take all of that in. The goblin's the one that's like, was that like the psilocybin kind of the way that it looked?
With your check, sure.
Okay.
Definitely brings that about. It was a misshapen creature.
But then it just disappeared, right?
Never seen a goblin do that.
Gonna tell everyone about that after we get off this stage in the middle of a public area where we're being ogled.
No problem. So, or you stop looking around.
At least I am.
Even that ominous sight can't really do much to break your spirits. You're right back in it. For the rest of you, anything that you're doing in this moment, or are you making your way back to town?
I was waving at the Thornhouse
Yeah, do
people.
we? Is there like
And
an
she's
after
Alina's doing a lot of
celebration?
this, like, well, I see you after.
You-
We'll
and-
find
and
each other. Okay.
You can
Oh
sell
yeah,
it
is
for a
the
bunch,
after
like,
party
Yeah.
at the Golden?
in the town center.
Oh, in the town center.
Were the grung medics able to bring up?
Absolutely,
Awesome.
yes. They're able to bring them back up. There, nobody like dead outright. Everybody dropped to 0 hit points.
The one that I downed specifically, was that the same one that I threatened?
Yes, that
Good.
was.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's cold.
Made good on the threat.
Yeah.
No.
Don't start shit you can't finish, bro.
I thought I could.
You seem like such a weak thing. You just look like a pretty face.
But you thought.
So, anything else that you were doing before you head back, aside from having internal tough talk?
Tossing one-liners in our head. That's it.
Is
Yeah, I was like,
the-
yeah, that's right. I am strong.
Is the scholar who the patron of the Awesome Lock still around?
You could see they were smiling off in the audience. They have made their way back towards the center of town now.
So everyone's kind of making their way.
Alright, never mind.
Making our way downtown.
I feel like we should be riding on some sort of celebratory chariot or something. Like all of us just being paraded down to the town center.
Is
I
this
mean,
stage?
Could go in the ring and pull out our stagecoach. Court stagecoach. It's creepy though.
I like the idea of you doing it inside and then realizing, wait, the door is too narrow. Then
Yeah.
24 hours, put it back.
How far is the center of town?
The center of town is no further than like probably about 800 feet.
Alright,
Everything's very close together
Well,
in Patrick Court. We keep
this
zigzagging
stage
around
that we're
the
on,
same, like.
So there's like the river that runs down the center and all the canals, and so oftentimes you do have to kind of like move back over bridges and stuff to get from place to place.
A river runs through it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it runs along the left side technically.
missed it.
We got you.
All right. Anything else that you folks want to do?
If you want to ride on something, I
Let's
can
chill.
take the stage with us.
What? Billy's already starting to
Do we
leave.
just
Like, let's just
ride-
go.
Can we just ride the stage back? That would be
No.
awesome.
We won't be able to exit with the stage.
I
We
want to
can
just
go
leave.
through the ceiling.
It's really not that
Billy
far.
just walks.
Come on. Leaving
Yeah,
everyone
just
behind.
I don't know, by the time you get
Alina's
out-
going with
walking.
Billy.
Yeah, by the
Aw.
time you get out of the stadium, you're 5% of the way there. And so you just walk. Valis, you take one last long look at the stage. It's right there for you, but your companion's
We might
already
need
gone.
this for
You'd be
later.
solo riding the whole stage. And one person can't finish a whole stage by themselves.
It's
That's just
simply
wasted.
too much stage.
Yeah. So you walk.
I simply couldn't.
You all make your way into the sort of center of town. And at the moment, it is probably about like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You can see in the center, Core has already begun setting up elements of like what will be a massive bonfire. The wood takes up the entire of the center stage that you had seen Gaki kind of creating soup on. There is nothing, no space to stand there. That is all going to be one gigantic fire. And you can see Core is with their massive arms kind of like planting their centaur body and then taking huge pieces of iron and bending them into this jungle gym like shape that is going to fit over. And you can see here and there little spikes of metal that he just whole chunks of meat, like entire sides of beef, just suspended from the structure. This is going to be like in lots of ways that will look a little demonic because there's just chunks of meat hanging off at angles from this.
Love
But,
a good core roasting cage.
Yeah,
this is great.
it's the roasting cage. You can see underneath the spikes that have these bits of meat, vegetables have also been bundled and then spiked as well to kind of gather the drippings as the meat is roasted. And so, like, very simple but very hearty meal from Core is sort of in the works.
Oh,
You have-
roasting tree.
You've seen Core use the roasting cage before, and you imagine you have about 6 hours before you eat. Darkness will fall probably in the next like 3, and then you have a little bit of time to relax and celebrate. As people are kind of filling the space, and as it does get darker, it really is like an atmosphere of party. Little banners come out, people use magic and prestidigitation and dancing lights to make sure that the normally dark and rainy city is anything but in this time. And you feel as if the rain does lighten somewhat. It is a little bit of a drizzle. The fire in no threat of going out, doesn't billow out bits of smoke. It's a very roaring fire that gives you all heat in the space. What are you all doing as you wait for dinner?
Drinking.
Vibing.
Nap.
Hanging out with my buddies.
I would kind of like if we're all kind of still gathered around getting drinks and stuff. I would tell everyone about the things that I saw at the end.
Okay.
There was a goblin. It looked like one of the Salicine things. In the audience.
Oh.
Forgot you're still handsome.
Well, when I get nervous, I go back.
You don't think they know? Well, I guess they must know who we
There
are
were
now.
also at least 3 invisible creatures. Some owlin, assassin-looking types or something.
Well, that sounds really cool. That Alan assassin. Dope.
Billy looks over at Minka and it's like, we saw one of them.
Oh, we did. It was a while ago now.
3 weeks ago.
What I'm trying to
Is that like
say
3
is
weeks
that
ago?
we've
In terms of in-game time?
Mm-hmm.
The last time that you saw an Alan that looked like this was at Diatre Linsunder's mansion.
likely gained some notoriety after this.
And that would have been on the 14th of Summertide, so 4 weeks ago.
Not
6 weeks
necessarily
ago.
all
6 weeks,
good.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that tends to happen wherever we go.
I mean, we did literally just put on a whole show.
Yes. There were lots of folks in the audience who may not be fans.
I can't take you seriously. We have to do something about this.
At this point, Hearsome actually makes his way through the crowd and approaches all of you. And you can see he looks at you, Ori, and like kind of starts again and goes, "This really is quite disconcerting." But Wandering Hearts, thank you all very much for indulging me in this competition. I've shared several bottles of wine with Yondrik, and he was an adequate mortal. Now, as you celebrate, Yondrik is the first name of Lord Artasis.
Yeah. That's what I figured.
The entire group just is like, who the fuck's that?
Now, as you all celebrate, have you decided, is it next off to the Arsenlock or somewhere closer to the Dome? I could bring you to the Divine Court, who could be best positioned to help assist you further.
Billy looks a little uncomfortable as she just kind of looks between these guys and these guys.
We
And then she's like, I think we're going to the Dome.
Splendid. We can make for the Dome as soon as you are all ready tomorrow. But enjoy this night. It is yours. You have won, and you have done quite well. Oh, which reminds me. As a judge for this competition, it does fall to me to present you with your possible rewards.
Not with the eyebrow! Put it away!
No, make them go higher.
Oh man.
It's tough. You can see Hearsome reaches into their cloaks and pulls out one by one these fantastic instruments that you have each last seen in an enchanted cage. You see a viol, you see a flute that is of the purest silver, you see drums that now in this space kind of begin to again spark and let off these little motes of color. You can see all these things, but here's some sort of gestures to them and says, "These are the possible prizes for all of you. Have you decided which you would like?"
May
Billy.
I ask,
Billy points at Cheshire.
Cheshire, you get to pick.
what of the others that we don't pick?
Well, those will be distributed to the rest of the estate that your patron is going to inherit.
Ah,
Can I
so
have
the good
one?
lady Artasis.
Yes.
Ah.
Of the ones he's presented, can I get a sense for what extra spells they have?
Sure. Make a Arcana check.
Cheshire is nothing if not practical.
Where is Lady Artasis at this point? Do I see her anywhere?
Bed.
Make a perception.
26.
She was so
Either
happy.
bed or getting
She
crunk.
was so
There is
happy
no in
that
between.
she died.
I said earlier that she was heading towards the square to get her place. for the feast.
23.
Okay. 1 second, I gotta pull up my instrument list.
Talon, did you have to?
Is it
Or-
low?
You don't
Yeah.
know.
All right, but we still have the
Inevitable.
wheel in existence, so
No,
I
you
just
just
used
got
that.
used.
Yeah.
no, because nothing ever happened because I rolled okay enough.
I think that was the wheel in action.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
he probably lowered the DC.
And it was just for your
maybe.
flute.
Okay.
Maybe it's
Specifically
PC.
for you.
So you look at these things. You can see that there is a mandolin. This mandolin, you get the sense that with a 26, likely can cast some kind of a cure wounds spell. You imagine as it has these very strong like abjuration abilities, it probably can cast a spell magic. It likely can also cast protection from energy, but specifically as you kind of look along the lacquering on the sides of this, you see at certain angles these lightning bolt sort of patterns, probably only protection from lightning specifically. You also get the sense that much like your instrument, this can cast fly, invisibility, levitate, protection from good and evil. You now turn your attention over to the lyre. The lyre.
Liar.
Yeah.
Liar. Yes.
This lyre has the texture of stone, and you imagine that this probably would allow you to cast stone shape. It probably also, though, as you look at it, the rough modelings that look like rock, when light hits it directly, looks almost like fire. And you imagine you could probably cast Wall of Fire with this as well. And then on top of that, if that wouldn't be enough and you maybe needed a different kind of wall, you could probably finally cast Wind Wall.
Sorry, I'm moving and eyeing
Is
a
that-
lot. This is just so exciting.
Is that a
Matt won't
is that
put
the
his
liar
stupid
of
eyebrow
Wonderwall?
down.
I'm concocting a plan.
You see
Or is thinking.
the drums. The drums in particular, you imagine would allow you to do the kind of stock things that you know that these things can do. You get the sense that also you would be able to cast Color Spray. The little sparks coming off probably also hint at pyrotechnics. But the best feature of these drums are hitting them especially hard will result in the casting of Mass Cure Wounds. It's a pretty good ability for this drum. The Silver Flutes. The Silver Flute is something that is a little bit rarer than the other items that you've seen so far. This is something that you can see looks almost like pure liquid silver in the shape of like a wave racing away from the player. And it's very fitting, as this probably can cast, in addition to the normal spells, the spell Destructive Wave, the spell Heal, and the spell Tsunami.
Blasters.
And this is certainly the rarest of these instruments. This is, and it comes to your mind, you've heard of these things before. This is the Silver Flute of Ton Tomade. All the instruments of the bards are like so, they're very Gaelic. And I made this one up and I researched the words and I can't remember what they mean. So I don't know if they're pronounced correctly or not.
So look them up.
Look them up. Do your best.
It's fine. I will take the flute.
Okay.
Excellent
You
choice.
pluck the flute out of Fearsom's hands. He nods and he says, "An excellent choice." He takes the other ones and they disappear into his clothes. Second, to close my 4,000 notes that I had to open up to find that.
I wish to go speak with the Lady
I
Artasis.
bet you do.
Do you say that out loud?
Yes.
Here's some turns, and he says, "The Lady Artasis Oscourt is performing a costume change and should be along within the next 2 hours."
Splendid. How many hours do I still have like this? I don't ask. But
You imagine you have enough.
Okay.
You remind
You'll be
me.
handsome until tomorrow.
You remind me
She's
what
so
the 3
old.
extra
I'm going to
spells
ask a
were
favor.
for the
Oh,
flute.
I think it would
Ori,
benefit all of us.
No, I don't want any part of it.
Destructive Wave, Heal, and Tsunami.
Perfect.
I'll give you this description in Discord, but you know that playing this before attuning to it will hurt you, so you definitely want to take the time to attune to it.
100%. Working on that one.
Do you
myself.
problem.
do you attune to it by tuning it?
You don't need to tune a flute.
Sure
Yes, you do. Yeah,
I mean,
100% you do.
yeah, I guess
Yeah,
you do. a little
100%
bit.
you do.
This one just has a little slide that you move up and down.
Oh,
It says
yeah.
tune left, tune right.
It's the mouthpiece. You,
Yeah.
just, you have to adjust it in and out.
It's
Band kids.
I was just like, pretty sure we had to do that.
So all of you wait. Is there anything else that you're doing?
I think Minka would find a bench and just kind of like lay down on it a little bit. Just try to recover a little bit from the performances mentally.
Yeah, no problem.
Go ahead.
In the times that you were like listening and paying attention to the performance, you were very acutely aware of the fact that of your party, you were the only person who averaged under a 20. In fact, you were the only person who averaged under a 15. You felt a little bit out of place in some of the performances, but that jolt of healing energy was really important to the kind of rising ending of this piece. It was exhausting.
Oh yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot for her.
Can we like have the benefits of a short rest while we're just hanging
You
around?
absolutely can. Yeah, Bill.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how far away does Minka go?
Not terribly far. Just she will just find a large enough flat surface that she could just lay down on and be like, oh.
Bailey grabs like whatever like small yet strong beverage they have going on. Grabs a second one, and then goes down and sit next to Minka and just like stares this way and hands one to her.
She'll take it from her lying down position.
Careful, it's a little caustic.
Do you drink it while lying down?
I will sit up just
Okay.
enough to not choke and
Imagine we
die.
could just pouring it over. No problem. You
And
sit
I'll
up.
do like a little like toast to Billy and take it.
You did good.
Back.
No problem.
Thank you. You too.
And you did.
For
And
once.
every now and then, people come over and are like congratulating you. You get a lot of like real congratulations from people, and people who like are stunned by this performance. There are at least a handful of people who would ask for you to sign their musical instruments, none of which are nearly as fancy as even the basic ones that you have. People are bringing like the thing that their family has had lying around forever. Yeah.
Billy also uses alter self.
Okay. So you, and who are you being?
Normal John.
Normal John. All right. The last scene, being incredibly intoxicated out in the docks districts, wandering around with Ori. Normal John has reappeared. The sailor.
That's the criminal. Get him!
Yeah. You can see the entire Darkbriars Guild group that was there. Like, wait a second.
Wait,
They've got a poster.
does
of
Minka
him.
remember? Did Minka ever get exposed to normal John? Or that all didn't happen
No,
off
no, no,
camera.
no.
Only
The
Ori
only
knows
person
normal
who saw it,
John.
yeah.
Or is the only person that saw him?
Did we just
Okay.
say that Alina like knows normal John? I think yeah.
Minka will just like make a face and then be like, okay.
No problem. So the night passes on pretty regularly with Core producing this tremendous feast. And as you are able to kind of eat this, much of this meat has been treated prior to coming here. So this looks just like roasting meat, but much of it has been aged and aged in fairly exotic and experimental ways. Some of these things bring like incredible flavor. Sometimes the texture has changed and become like profoundly almost on the cusp of being too tough, but you're realizing that this is almost like a jerky kind of thing that has in addition been smoked over this and at the coldest part of the fire. Is there anything that you all do before the night passes?
I wish to speak with the good lady Artasis.
Go to sleep.
You can see Alina's trying to sleep in the middle of the party, just looking for that level up.
I just want my level up so
But
bad,
for you,
please.
Ori,
It's gonna be 3
you
episodes.
see sitting right next to Alina as she's trying to sleep, the Lady Artasis Oscorp.
I'm not actually sleeping.
Is the is her servant with her as
Yeah.
well? Still?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go up and greet her. What is it? My dear Lady Artasis.
She turns to you and she says, Lady Artasis is fine.
Lady Artasis, it has been an honor to serve you and to win this tournament on behalf of your dearly departed husband.
I suppose, yes. You've done well. Do you need something?
As a matter of fact, I have a proposition for you, madam. I've noticed, and I do hope that you pardon my bluntness with this, but some of the folks within the city don't seem to be quite fond of your estate. And it troubles me, given my personal perception of you. You so graciously took us on as patron and benefactor in this tournament. So I feel that it is my honor and duty to show such respect by being honest with you and saying so. But I have thought of something. We, as you know, are not just performers, but also adventurers. And we have a very dangerous quest ahead. And I think it would be quite beneficial to your perception within the city as a generous benefactor of such an adventurous group to perhaps donate the rest of your collection in a noble pursuit.
Make a persuasion check, and right at the last second, make it a disadvantage.
Old enchilada?
I thought he was just gonna ask for
It's flat because I'm
Correct.
still at
Correct.
advantage.
Correct.
Okay.
Godspeed.
No once a day reroll with this character.
I know. Let's make it count.
I mean, to be like, you're shooting for it.
That's pretty good. I don't know if it's gonna be good enough, but that's 25.
25 is not high enough to gain a second magical instrument. But she looks at you, she looks you up and down, and she says, "You're very cute, but you're not very smart. That's just not good business. But you are good performers. And if you're half as good as adventurers as you are performers, perhaps there is some business opportunity to be made. Let me think on it tonight."
It would be my honor to continue serving you in some capacity so that we could perform a mutually beneficial arrangement.
It would. And she kind of gives you a little curtsy and moves off.
Bow.
No problem. You've made headway on perhaps some sort of an arrangement.
All right.
Deceased.
And then I go and get really drunk.
We all
Is
party and then we
Chris
go to
Cook
bed.
around?
You look around, and sure enough, drinking with Hearsome, with Silifer, with Vernestra, with anybody else who gets close is Crispy.
This is my chance. Now I gotta try to get in on. I gotta get into this drinking crowd.
Okay?
So I'm going out over to Chris Book.
Okay, you go over to Crispic, and Crispic turns over to you, and he says, "Oh, Ori, you did quite well."
Thank you, Chris Book.
"Oh, no, thank you. It was a
No.
wonderful
No.
performance."
Crispy
right.
is also
He's
handsome.
also
Ori, dear sir. That was quite a performance that you put on. Thank you for gracing us with that.
Thank you for listening. It was quite a pleasure to be able to perform so splendidly with our compatriots.
Well, thank you for thanking me.
Oh, thank you for your gracious thanks.
I cannot begin to tell you how much I appreciate your gracious thanks of my thanking you.
Do the rest of us need to be here
To
for
the
this scene?
patrons and Hearsome and your honored guests, thank you for your help, Venestra, for providing your beautiful canopy, and Silifer for the delicious mushroom brew, and a toast and a round on me for thanking you for your alcohol and your continued patronage.
Hearing
Crispy
that.
turns and says, "Do you hear that, everybody? A round on him, thanking me for thanking him, for thanking me, for being gracious about him thanking me, for listening to his performance." And people cheer. There's confusion a little bit. You can see Salifer just goes, "I don't understand." But, no problem. People hold up glasses. You see this glass shimmering, glowing faintly in the darkness here. Make a Constitution saving throw as you drink this.
All right.
Can Billy walk by as normal John?
That's a 3.
Just like, oh, can I be
Wait,
the
was this
flavor?
the same?
What was it?
A 3? Was this the
3?
same alcohol?
I don't know what the same would be because you've
It's
drinking a lot of it. This is the Green Mother's Radiance Rum.
Oh,
And as you fail and you become quite intoxicated, you begin to glow from within, already quite handsome. But now you're unavoidably handsome. You're
Billy-
in darkness, you're a beacon.
Takes the cup as like Ori's trying to down it, and as she's like walking past this normal John, just like stumbles. Oh, sorry there. And just like
dodge. Uncanny
like-
dodge.
Oh, it's the
Like,
flavor
pulls
for
it
the
into the-
3.
No problem. You
all the way back.
do that. You uncanny dodge, no problem. You knock it away. You're unable to drink and become intoxicated, but you are able to dodge out of the way of this.
Oh wait, so I don't get to drink the alcohol.
At this though, Crispy
Yeah.
goes, Crispy goes, "Don't worry, Ori, I've got you." And he throws you, using quick toss, a glass. Most of the alcohol lost in it, but just enough to take another drink.
is
Are
it?
you trying to
What is it?
same thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So make competing, I'm gonna say competing acrobatics checks.
They're like fighting, like they're,
Are they drink fighting?
they're drink fighting. I
What
don't
is
know
it?
what's happening.
Acrobatics,
Everything is an
did you
opportunity
say?
for a combat.
You say acrobatics?
Acrobatics, yes. What was that check, Billy?
Billy got a 13, and
Oh wow. Okay.
can
cool.
we Can we just say that like Billy kind of just like falls over and like falls into Ori?
Maybe
It was an 18.
an 18.
I thought
Okay.
I didn't, but I did.
I rolled bad.
I rolled bad too.
Well, there's nothing that they could do to help you, unfortunately. You do this, you just kind of land in the kind of wet ground. There's
Cheers, everyone!
general chuckles and laughter, and you can see through all the crowd, Hearsome actually reaches down and he says, "Nice try, Billy," and he helps you back up. The Archfey seeming to be able to see through this ability pretty easily. For you, this drunken guy
Makes sense.
comes over and falls down. But you turn your attention to everybody
know
else
normal
and
John.
hold up your glass, and you now get drunk. You glow from within, and you are a beacon in the darkness.
Yes.
Normal John seems a little bit more convincing now, though.
Yeah, for sure. Is there anything else? Yeah.
Can I sit down next to Cheshire?
Yeah.
How do you like the new flute?
It's fancy.
It is fancy. You put on a really good show.
Oh, thanks. I mean, you were part of it too, obviously, because like we were all there doing it together. But it is where I belong.
Kind of gives her like a little side hug and said,
Aw.
"I'm glad you had fun."
Thanks.
Consent.
No problem.
Touch the Bards.
Don't touch the Bards.
Sorry.
Anything else?
We're not that kind of bard.
I want to try in the celebration. My objective is to become one of the members of this Fey Wild drinking crew that Crispy's in on.
Okay.
I want to get in on this.
Sorry, as the hours grow late, it's probably like 2 in the
Trying to
morning. Alina
ingratiate
pissed
myself
at
to
you
that.
because Alina's been trying to go to sleep the whole
Alina
time.
can sleep whenever
No, no.
she wants.
I've been partying with my. No, Hannah just
Hannah
wants
does.
to level up.
But no worries.
Alina is partying
Yeah.
all night with her friends, and then she goes to bed. Okay.
No problem.
Yeah, we're
For you,
partying
Ori,
and then going to
The
bed.
party goes late, like at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning.
I only need 4 hours of transits.
You are absolutely raging and you're pretty drunk, and there is a point where you're offered one more drink. And every big night of drinking, before you start losing your memories, there's like that one drink that you can definitely remember. You feel like this might be that one. Make one more Constitution saving throw, and Ori, this is what is it. You being in this drinking group hinges on this check,
This is for all of the marbles.
and it is a high
All the
DC.
beans. I have no bardics left to give because I'm not there. I'm not in my bed.
Also, I'm normal.
So I am normal John.
Oh, I'm fucking out cold.
Roll a
That's a
D100.
3.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
What's he gonna be?
No, not that alcohol.
Turn him into a fucking cow again. I swear to
That'd be
God.
pretty funny.
That's a 64.
Wandering Hearts, with the exception of Ori, all of you find a long rest. And when we begin our next level, as the sun rises on, I believe, the 11th of High Sun, you will be level 12. But Ori, you will be in the midst of an adventure, and we'll get back to that next week. Because it is 10 o'clock and a great way to a great place to step away. Thank you for joining us for the end of Battle of the Bards. We'll be back next week. If you can't wait that long, come back tomorrow at noon. We're going to be playing Wheel of the Year in bulk. Tina's going to be running this adventure. A number of us are going to be playing in it. Can't wait to see you there. Please stay safe. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Bye.